Mic check, mic check. Testing mic levels, mic check, mic check. Let's get this intro cut. All right, we got that intro cut. Let's get right. All right, why are we not showing? Oh, no, I got it on this. All right, so we got that right. We got a commercial going now, so we don't have the sound on, but we're gonna get that game cast up as soon as the game kicks off. Beast, what's going on? What's good? We are ready for this Battle of Ohio. We got the Browns versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The weather was looking kind of shaky early on, but now the weather has cleared up. So we're seeing sun on a lot of the clips I've been seeing. So make sure my sound check is good. All right, good. Last check. I'm gonna see what's up with this volume. This is my first time using YouTube. What is this? YouTube TV for their NFL League Pass. So once the commercial breaks are over, we're gonna get to the sounds of the game. I got the what's it? It's Jaguar. It's Jacksonville versus Carolina, right? I think that's the game. So I got a TV to my right. I should have put the TV behind me, but I believe that's what I'm gonna have on my TV to my right. So I got a lot of stuff going on here. Definitely excited for some real football. You see, Travis Hunter cut off those. Travis Hunter cut off those dreads. I'm surprised. He looking like a third grader without his dreads. Man, it's a long commercial break leading in. I want to see how Travis Hunter is going to play. They got him starting at receiver. They got him backup corner. So I guess it's going to be some packages that they're going to put him in at. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me get my earpiece in. Man, long commercial break. It seems weird that this game is on Fox. You would think that this would be a CBS game because normally CBS is when it's straight up AFC game. So kind of surprising that this is a Fox game. Let's see what sound we got. Let me do some checks on my end.
The NFL kickoff weekend presented by YouTube TV. Beautiful day for football in Cleveland.
Are we gonna mute that just for a second? They get you big time on that music in the background, man.
Kevin, you know, Zach Taylor and the Bengals knew they had to switch something up to avoid another slow start to the season. So he tried to instill a start fast mentality in everything they did. They went to morning practices that began with high energy, loud music, and a lot of competition. They also played the starters in the preseason, unlike previous years. Will it matter? Well, Joe Burrow said we're about to find out. But one thing he wants to do differently is utilize his legs. He said watching these first few week one games, you see quarterbacks use their legs in big spots. I haven't always done that in early season games. I have to give us that advantage.
And we're going to get to see if he's able to do that right away. Cleveland won the toss, and they have deferred. So Cincinnati with a football first. Charlie Jones from the 15-yard line. Jones across the 30, and he's torn down at the...
All right, so we're getting this thing started. Browns kicked the ball off, so it looks like Browns will be getting the ball out of halftime. We get to see Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals offense to start it. We're going to see how my keys to victory. Browns must pressure Joe Burrow early and often. Also, they must win the turnover margin, and then they got to be able to run the ball. So let's go.
I mean, they're all-time style of numbers playing at the quarterback position, but that's not the goal anymore. And I love the fact that he challenged the organization. They gave him the pieces that he feels they need to get over the top.
Going to adjust the spot of this football out to the 32. Got moved a little bit. And now first down for Cincinnati. Sample motioning into the backfield. Play action, Burrow rolling to the right side, and a toss to Noah Fant, and Fant up the sideline, and a first down as he gets to the 44. A rare throw from under center.
Yeah, it's just a simple play right here. Here's Noah Fant down here, a little block on the edge against Isaiah McGuire, and then you just release into the flat.
That play is on Ronnie Hickman, number 33. He's supposed to stay with that tight end once he blocks and releases. Got to do better.
On first down at the 44. The handoff to Brown, and he is buried in the backfield. That's Malik Collins, picked up this season for the first time to shore up the middle for the Browns against this Cincinnati Bengals offense.
So wasn't sure if Devin Bush was going to be able to play today. Devin Bush with that tackle. We're going to see how these D tackles do, man. D tackles are the big additions to the Browns. We want to see how they play, especially stopping the run. So this should be the first third. No, this is second down. They got first down.
Passing game.
Second down. A flag is down. There was some movement up front. Brown.
They caught Miles jumping offside there with the clapping. He was trying to jump the count. Miles. Shedeur should be on the sideline. He's the third quarterback. He's the emergency quarterback. So Shedeur should be on the sideline for the game. Yeah, they caught Miles slipping there. He once Burrow went to that hard clap, he got Miles to jump. Put this there. Let me bring my chat over here. Let's do that. Let's pop that out.
Draw play Brown fighting through contact, and Brown about a yard short of a Cincinnati first down. This Cleveland defense, will the real Browns defense show up? It all starts with Myles Garrett. Are they the team from last year or the #1 defense from 2 years ago?
Yeah, we're going to find out here this afternoon. But when you hear us talk a lot about rush and coverage, and is there a team that can send out a combination like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward when you talk about rush coverage? I think the secondary is going to have to play really, really well today. There's a little bit of unknown there. That's a good mix of veteran and youth. And we'll see how this defense comes together here on opening day.
Down at 1. Brown again. Trying to power his way for the first down, and it looks like he's got it. Just across the 46-yard.
First third down for the Bengals, 3rd and 1. Chase Brown takes the carry for the first down. They're right at midfield, so that's something they probably would have went for on fourth down anyway. But you know, you gotta slow this drive down. Can't let them just march up the field on the first drive.
Is why this run game is going to change a little bit. We'll show you. It's not going to be so much on the outside. You've already seen it here on this opening drive. They're going to be inside between those tackles a little bit more.
First and 10 at the 46. Burrow, the swing, and it's dropped by Fant. May have been a loss had he pulled it in. He had Rayshon Jenkins ready to blast him in the flat.
Yeah, and this is one of the areas that the tight end position has become big in this offense right here, and you get a guy like Noah Fant, and he kind of takes away the declaration. When you have Mike Gesicki in there, you know that it's going to be a big tendency to pass. Noah Fant gives you a little bit more balance, and just got to finish that catch. Look that one all the way into the hands.
Bengals kept 5 tight ends on the 53-man roster, 4 active today as Brown gets the carry. And Chase Brown to the 40-yard line sets up an interesting 3rd and 4.
So they're running this thing straight up the middle. So our D tackles are supposed to be so improved. We got to be able to stop the run, especially right up the middle. Like, we have to be able to. We're supposed to have some upgrades at linebacker, even though we're missing JOK. So this is another test. This is 3rd and 4. Let's see what the Browns can do.
Fits it into T. Higgins, and that's a first down. Down to the 27-yard line. Miles Harden on the coverage, a pickup of 13.
This is just a heck of a throw. You catch him right here on the outside, and you're going to have T. Higgins push up. You got a little underneath route right there. Look at all the bodies in there in the middle of the field, and Joe Burrow finds a small window and gets that down the field to T. Higgins.
There's small windows, and then there's whatever that was that he just threw through. I mean, there was traffic everywhere. From the 27, back to the ground game with Brown, and a big opening. Chase Brown twisting and turning for a first down. There is a flag down on the far side of the field.
Illegal formation, offense, number 7.
Illegal formation penalty there. I'm not liking how the Browns' run defense is looking. They're not beating us to the outside with these outside runs. They're running right up the gut, right up the middle. So with some trap plays, and it's just not looking good. So we got to do better. We got to do better when they're running straight at what is supposed to be the strength of this entire team, which is our front 7.
Getting upfield, getting that block, and another effective run by the Bengals, but all for naught.
First down and 15. Burrow, short toss, catch made. Chase Brown down to the 24-yard line. It's one of the areas that both Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow raved about Chase's improvement as a wide receiver from the running back spot.
Yeah, that was his main focus in the offseason. He really committed to wanting to be that complete running back, in pass protection, but not just running routes like that, not choice routes, not the check downs in the shallow crosses, but I'm looking forward to seeing Chase Brown kind of break formation and get out and get into the slot and run wide receiver style routes for this offense.
2nd and 7, Noah Fant in motion. Burrow, another short toss. Jamar Chase gets involved for the first time today, and he's a yard shy of a Cincinnati first down. Trying to overcome that 5-yard penalty, they've got it to 3rd and 1.
And just one of the things that's underrated about Jamar Chase, right? He's such a big body. He's got such a great skill set, and the yards after catch are amazing as well. And just right there, just that physicality, that big body to be able to get you into this 3rd and short situation.
10th play of the drive, and it's Brown who gets the first down across the 15, powers to the 13. Stood up there by a host of Browns. Grant Delpit leading the charge, but Brown able to move it again.
Yeah, this is impressive because there was concern about the interior of the offensive line. Dylan Fairchild, 63, is a rookie. Lucas Patrick, back and forth during training camp to the point where they brought in Dalton Reisner. He's there potentially as backup for that right guard position. But these runs, the success in this run game have been inside. So real nice job by that center guard area for the Bengals.
On first down, it's Brown again. A burst up the middle, and Brown down at the 5. 9 more for Chase Brown. Ronnie.
It's going to be a long day if we're going to be giving up runs like this on first down. And they're running right up the middle. This is supposed to be the strength of the Browns defense. They have to do better with this. I mean, he's running 6 yards before he's getting touched. Like, they got to do better. They got to do better.
That close to a touchdown. Second down and 2 yards for the first. Brown again, bouncing, finding space. Touchdown, Cincinnati. You want a fast start? How about a 12-play touchdown drive to open the season?
This is outstanding. This is designed to go to the right, but I want you to keep your eyes on all the offensive linemen. Look they're all engaged. Freeze it right there. Look at them. They're all still on their feet. They have not left their blocking assignment. That allows Chase Brown to cut back to that open side to the left, but a great job by that entire group on the offensive line of not being on the ground, not allowing your guy to be free to be able to prevent Chase Brown from scoring that touchdown.
Evan McPherson on for the extra point. And a 7-0 Cincinnati Bengals lead. Chase Brown doing some work to start the season.
It's going to be a long day if this is how the Browns going to play defense. They definitely got to shore this up. This is probably throwing them for a loop a little bit, not expecting the Cincinnati Bengals to rush the ball this way, especially right up the middle. But Chase Brown having 7 rushing attempts for 29 yards and a touchdown on the first drive is not something that can continue to happen. They have to do better. Sound coming from? Hey. I'm not playing your ad. Yeah, sound. They just popped up and said, we want to be on your stream. Okay. Yeah, the Browns, they definitely got to do better. I'm looking over at the Jacksonville versus Carolina game. Man, did the ball get to the line of scrimmage? Beast, you think that last play on Trevor Lawrence, you think that was intentional grounding? I'm not sure that ball got back past the line of scrimmage when he threw that as he was going down. And it doesn't look like they counted it as a sack. Fox is weird to me. Okay, there we go. 2nd and 22. Oh, so they said his knee was down. Yeah, Fox, man, show the down the distance. Keep the down the distance on the screen. Why are you switching it off? It don't make sense. Also, they are definitely targeting Travis Hunter. They're definitely targeting him on this first drive. Just from me kind of keeping my eye on both games, it looks like that's the 3rd target. Oh, so they just counted as a sack then. Yeah, I want to say that's the 3rd target, but I'm doing a lot right now. So, but it looks like they're really using Travis Hunter as receiver. He's not just out there for some gimmick stuff and, to throw off the defense. Long sustained drive for Jacksonville. Dumps it off to the running back. Let's get back to the Browns.
Lifter for 2025. 12.
They got to stop playing this music, man. They're killing me with the music. All right, we should be back.
Touches, and Cincinnati with a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, one of the big things on that drive, 3rd downs. They had 3 of them. They were 3 for 3 because they were 3rd and 1 twice and 3rd and 4 once. That was one of the big things that Zach Taylor talked to us about, is we've got to stay in the 3rd and manageables down in that area, but then we also have to convert them when we have those opportunities.
DeAndre Carter from the 4. Carter with a burst across the 30. Joe Flacco and company will start at the 33-yard line. Play the Fox Super 6.
All right, the Browns offense, I want to see a sustained drive here. I want to see how they attempt to run the ball. Just some things I'm going to be looking at. I'm really excited to see how they do. Let me get this right. All right, first time seeing the full first-string offense. Let's go, Browns.
The 8th quarterback to start week 1 in the NFL at age 40 plus. He was 4-1, averaged 321 yards passing for Cleveland in 2023 in the regular season. And on first down, the handoff, and it's Dylan Sampson. They are so excited about this rookie.
So Dylan Sampson got to start. It's not Ford with the start. So we start off in 12 personnel with those 2 tight ends. So I like it so far.
Except for DeJuan Jones. But I like that. They've been there. They've seen that. They play well together. That's one of the biggest things about an offensive line is playing off each other. They have that experience.
The thing to watch all day with the Browns offense is can they maintain possession. Turnovers have killed this team. Giveaways as they find the rookie Harold Fannin Jr., Demetrius Knight with the tackle. Bengals would love to take it away, but it'll start for them with the NFL sack leader back in the fold, Trey Hendrickson along that defensive line.
Yeah, but the question is, who's going to help Trey Hendrickson? They've been looking for that guy opposite, inside, for years now.
So it doesn't seem like they gave us the first down there. This is definitely – oh, it is first down. Okay, I was going to say. Throwing off a little bit.
Sampson in the backfield with Flacco. They set up the screen to Isaiah Bond, and Bond's got great speed, and he's across midfield, run out by Josh Newton.
You've got that speed out there. You see Isaiah Bond, he's at the top right here. Just a little bounce off the ball, try to get some numbers out there. Good job getting to the edge.
Some young faces on this Browns team, not necessarily in the offensive line or quarterback, but you see the rookie Isaiah Bond. We saw the rookie Harold Fannin Jr. We've seen Dylan Sampson, another rookie. On 2nd and 5, this is Jerome Ford. Not much for Ford. Stood up just across midfield, and it'll bring up a 3rd down for Cleveland. Trey Hendrickson in there for the stop. Kevin Stefanski. He's got Tommy Rees upstairs with the title of offensive coordinator, but Kevin Stefanski's back to calling the plays.
Yeah, it was a good conversation with Kevin Stefanski on Friday, just going through that whole thing. I mean, last year was such a challenge.
3rd and 3 at midfield. This should be 4 down territory. So if we don't get it here, we should get 2 shots at it, I'm assuming.
So back to calling the plays here to start off 2025.
Hand off to Ford. Ford stacked up, trying to break free, and down he goes. Short of the.
So when you run the ball there, usually that's setting up for you going for it on 4th down. So we're going to see if that's the key. Right around midfield, Kevin Stefanski is pretty aggressive. We're going for it on 4th down, so I'm guessing he's going to go for it here. Ford's fighting, 4th and 1. Looks like they're keeping the offense on the field.
Get up 14 right away, and then you're pressing and you're making mistakes. So I know it's 4th and short right here, and they went for it more than anybody last season, but I don't agree with this decision.
Big Aiden Huntington from the defensive side to offense. He's in motion. The handoff to Rocket Sanders, and Sanders barrels forward for the 1st down to the 46. They picked him up after he led the Chargers in rushing in the preseason. He's their big.
So the Browns get the 1st down there. You hear the commentator saying they don't agree with that call, but Kevin Stefanski goes for it a lot, especially when it is 4th and short right around midfield. He's going for it. He believes in this offensive line, and you want to get him confidence. So I agree with the decision.
On 4th down, the most in the league. Bongo motion at the top of the screen, play action. Flacco in a clean pocket. His check down is batted down. Shamar Stewart swats it down. We've got a flag down in the secondary back at about the 30-yard line. It's going to go against the Bengals.
Before the pass, illegal contact, defense, number 42. 5-yard penalty, automatic automatic first down.
It's Oren Burks, illegal contact and an automatic first down.
Some deep routes going down the field. That is okay. We're calling it close today. I mean, that is just beyond the 5 and a little bit of a ride there, but we're sending a message week 1.
First down and 10. Play fake. Flacco on the roll. Checks it short. Tillman, strong hands to make the catch as he's being.
Good to see Tillman out there. We didn't see a bunch of Tillman in the preseason. He did have an injury to his thumb, so he didn't play in the 3rd preseason game. But good to see them get that roll out there and Joe make the right decision. So this first drive is looking good so far. Everybody knows Kevin Stefanski, he can draw up the perfect drive on first for the first 15. So this is what you want to see, results, especially after giving up the touchdown.
I didn't know where those routes are going to be, and they did a really nice job taking away anything down the field for Joe to try and stretch it.
2nd and 4. Fannin in the backfield at the fullback spot. The handoff is to Dylan Sampson. Slipped a little bit on his cut. Down to the 34, brings up 3rd down and 3 for Cleveland.
One thing you definitely notice that burst from Dylan Sampson more than you do from Jerome Ford. You notice that burst. His first step looks to be a lot quicker than Jerome Ford. So let's see what we do. 3rd and 3 here.
You need skill sets. There's not one guy that stepped forward and won that number 2 wide receiver spot. And then don't forget about those tight ends contributing either.
Flacco looking for Judy. He had coverage all over him from Cam Taylor-Britt. The flag is dropped. Cam Taylor-Britt and Jerry Judy. Good matchup today. Flag gives him a first down.
Pass interference, defense, number 29. Ball good place at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
Man-to-man on the outside, back turn, little hitch right there. And yeah, he's got him locked up a little bit.
That's an easy call. He just got to the top of the route and hugged him. Come on, man. You can't even argue with that one.
Anything. I'm going to be on top. It's going to be physical. I'm going to challenge you on your releases down the field. We're going to be battling, hand checking all afternoon.
Flacco, short toss. David Njoku with his first catch. There is a flag down on the sideline near where the Browns tight end was tackled at the 24 by Logan Wilson. This one may back the Browns up.
Pass interference, offense, number 44. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Harold Fannin Jr. with the flag. We've waited all year for these words. Time to get a game break from Carissa Thompson.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Well, guess what? Aaron Rodgers couldn't wait to get this one. Back at MetLife, but this time as a Steeler, to Ben Skoranek, who takes it in for 22 yards for the score. Steelers up 7-0 on the Jets. And I would like to welcome Allison Williams officially to the NFL on Fox family. We are so lucky to have you.
Thank you. We're thrilled to have her here, Carissa. First down and 20. A 7-0 advantage for the Bengals. Browns trying to overcome the pass interference on the rookie Fannin as Flacco checks it short to Fannin. Nice move and then blasted down at the 31. Jordan Battle and Demetrius Knight combine on the stop.
Yeah, and what we're seeing right now is everything that you could hope for if you're a Browns fan. It's very efficient quarterback play by Joe Flacco. And I think one of the things you talked about, that run he got on in 2023, but there's a tendency for the turnover. And you can see the conversations that they've had with him working through this whole process. If they can just get good quarterback play from Joe Flacco during the course of the season, it's going to be a huge thing for this Browns team.
10th play of the drive. Flacco finds Fannin again, and Fannin down inside the 28 near the 26.
Something was off there. Fannin and Judy right in the same area. Not sure if both of them were supposed to be there. It also looked like Judy was expecting that pass. He looked a little bit thrown off when Fannin snatched it out the air. So 3rd and long, this is the place you don't want to end up in. Penalties force you to end up in 3rd and long. They got to make something happen here. You don't want to have this very long extended drive and only get 3 from it.
Longest third down of the day. 5-man pressure. Flacco on a slant off the hands, and there's a flag again. Jerry Jeudy the target. DJ Turner on the coverage this time. Long conversation about this flag. It'll be pass interference.
Pass interference, defense, number 20. All be placed at the final foul, automatic first down.
Here's Jerry Jeudy, number 3, motioning inside, kind of helps that release. You're going to the outside, you go back inside. Boy, again, we saw the illegal.
All right, he hit him with that move. This is going to be the weakness of the Cincinnati Bengals team, is going to be that secondary. So we're going to try the secondary a lot. We turn something out of nothing. We get the second pass interference penalty. So we got to make something happen.
Cleveland, 1 rushing first down, 1 passing first down, 3 by penalty. And here's Fannin now, the tight end in the Wildcat. Takes the snap, and the tight end goes right up the middle to the 20-yard line. The rookie from Bowling Green. We saw that.
So if you are a longtime Cleveland Browns fan, you know that Kevin Stefanski likes his tight ends, and he likes to do everything with his tight ends. So you're not surprised by him doing putting Fannin in the Wildcat and having him run the ball there. I don't know how I feel about it. I think that you pulled that out pretty early. You pulled that out pretty early, so I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But they got to maintain this drive. 2 very long drives from both teams. Not a lot of possessions. So when this is the way the game is going, you have to make things happen. You got to make stuff happen. You can't keep running into situations where you are not converting, because this is just going to be one of those games. Also, I'm looking at this Carolina Jacksonville game, and that could have been pass interference there. They didn't call it. Let's see if he can make the field goal to tie the game, and he does. So we got 3-3 Carolina versus Jacksonville. So, all right, Bryce Young leads them on the scoring drive. They tie the game up. That's what you want to see. You want to see when your team gives up a scoring drive, you want to see your offense come back and balance that thing out, get that game back to tied, almost as if it was still 0-0. Once you get it neutralized and you get it tied. So that's what you want to be able to do. That's what the Browns need to be able to do here. They have to turn this into something. You went for it on 4th down. You are running a trick play with Harold Fannin and the Wildcat. So once you start doing stuff like that, you got to get 7. You got to get 7. And with your defense getting pushed all the way up the field, you need to give them that rest. So long sustained drive is a good thing. Defense getting that extended rest, but you got to turn this into 7. You got to get 7 out of this. That's how this drive needs to end. So what are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking so far about how this game is going? You got Cincinnati, long extended drive, and now you got the Browns on a long extended drive going into the second quarter. Only 2 drives so far. So I'm concerned about the Browns' ability to stop the run. I didn't think that would be something we would have to worry about going against the Cincinnati Bengals, but it is. So I need them to do more. We got the game back. Let's go.
Kevin Kugler, Daryl Johnston, Allison Williams, Mike Pereira, our rules analyst. It is perfect. 65 degrees, bright sunshine, a 7-0 Bengals lead. And the Browns on the move with the 2nd and 7. Flacco out of the backfield. It's the rookie. Flags down behind the play. It's a first down if it stands for Dylan Sampson. Inside the 10 to the 8, but those flags drop behind the play. Put a 12-yard gain in peril for Cleveland.
personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 91.
Brent, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Dylan Sampson. Man, I'm liking his burst. I'm liking his quickness. A lot of people talking about his size. His size does not seem to be a problem. He played in the SEC. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. Chip block on Hendrickson. Oh yeah, Hendrickson hits Joe Flacco in the face. Can't do that. And I'm liking this drive. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Dylan Sampson. This just shows me Ford is going to have a tough time seeing the field once they get Junkins fully back into the fold.
They really ask the pass rushers to be in complete control of their bodies as they're coming into that quarterback area.
First and goal at the 4. Jerome Ford is the single back. Tillman in motion. And it's Ford with the carry. Trying for room up the middle, lunging to the 3. And it's second and goal.
We've got these two quarterbacks, right? I mean, Joe Burrow, just unbelievable last year. Joe Flacco, the ageless wonder of the new NFL, along with Aaron Rodgers. And the running game has been a huge part of this offense on both sides today.
It's Ford again. Ford down to the 1. Does he have enough push to cross the goal line? No! Stacked up inside the 1, and it's third and goal, Cleveland.
Yeah, this is big right here. You got these big bodies right here inside. An area of concern and a really, really nice job. You saw Wyatt Teller. He's on the down block. The linebacker's going to shoot through. He's going to come off and pick him. But still enough strength there inside to defend that goal line.
6 offensive linemen. Aiden Huntington in the backfield.
7.
6 O-line and 1 D-line. The handoff up the middle. It's Rocket Sanders, and he doesn't get there. Down at the half-yard line, Logan Wilson and B.J. Hill slam the door, and it's 4th and goal. And already the offense is staying on the field.
Yeah, this is great. Logan Wilson, let me track him down. I think he's right. Is that him? This is just an outstanding job. He could see those battles are won by pad level. And Logan Wilson was up high a little bit. Running back got underneath him, and he was still able to keep him from crossing the goal line.
4th down from the half-yard line. Sanders to the goal line. Touchdown, Cleveland. There is a flag down on the near sideline. Kevin Stefanski, you saw him rubbing his front. Did someone not declare on the field? Officials are discussing.
All right. This is looking shaky. It's almost as if someone didn't declare eligible on that play, so they might have declared the play before. Let's see what they call it.
It is a touchdown. There is no foul on the play.
It is a touchdown. Rocket Sanders first. You see him declaring right there.
There's DeJuan Jones right there at the bottom of the screen. He lined up in a traditional tight end position. You saw the declaration with the hand swipe. Good job by the
Brent, they tried to they tried to cheat us. That was clear and obvious. He declared for 5 seconds. He just kept doing it. So, don't take our points off the board. Don't say he didn't declare. He declared. Let's see. This is Smith, our new field goal kicker. Let's see how he does. First time kicking an NFL game. And it is good. That was a big part of why the Browns struggled so much last year. We struggled to kick the ball. It's looking like it's not an issue. There's so many positives from this drive. You sustain a long drive. You give your defense a break. You give your defense time to regroup. You give them time to decide what they're going to do to stop the inside trap game that they're running. Swartz, you got to figure this out, man. That's a basic concept they're running. They're not doing anything special. They're just getting us to They're just setting us up with the run so they can eventually go to the pass. So we got to figure that thing out, but that's what you got to do. They have a long drive. You come back with the long drive. You give your defense a break. You get this thing back tied up. I like the drive. The only questionable call out of the whole drive, I don't know about that Wildcat with Fannin. That's the only questionable thing. It ended up being okay. They cannot guard Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy does not have a reception yet, but they cannot guard him. So Rocket Sanders, he's in there as our short yardage back. I like that a lot. I don't like Jerome Ford in short yardage situations. Rocket Sanders, he converted the 4th down. Yes, you're correct. And remember, the announcer was saying, "Oh, we shouldn't have went for it on the first 4th down." It's like, come on, man. If our strength is going to be our running game, our offensive line, when you get in those 4th and short situations, you go for it. You definitely go for it. So I like what we were able to do. You are right. I didn't even think about it, Brent. That was on 4th down. So that was the second 4th down conversion that we got on that Rocket Sanders run. Just loading up, saying it's going to be big on big. Can your big beat us in short space? And the Browns offensive line and big men beat them in short space. So I'm excited. I'm encouraged. And we're going to see. Now I'm looking forward to our defense having a better drive than they had on that first series. Looking over at the Carolina Panthers and Jacksonville Jaguars, looks like they just stopped Jacksonville. They had to punt it back to Carolina. So let's go. We're back.
For Cincinnati, 16 plays, 9:50 off the clock. Charlie Jones going airborne and down near the 40-yard line. Bengals got off to that fast start, but usually it's been a slow start.
So what I want to see is us shore up the middle with his defensive line and stop that run game. And then also Ronnie Hickman, this is a very pivotal year for him. They're going to have him in the slot some. He kind of blew the play to the tight end for the first down, their longest play. So we need more from Ronnie Hickman. This is his 3rd year. So we need more. I believe this is his 3rd year. We need more from you. Let's go.
Sitting on the bench. They did not do that in the first possession of the season. 9 minutes and 50 seconds.
Late clock under 5, and they're going to have to use a timeout. After the kickoff.
Time.
That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Now, when I criticize the Browns for operational issues, I'm going to criticize other teams for operational issues. Coming out of a kickoff return and you can't get the first play off, that's an operational issue. You got to burn the timeout. That's not something that should happen. So that is a bad operational issue, especially from an experienced offensive group that they have in Cincinnati. So those operational issues always come back to bite you. You don't want a ton of those. So this is the first game of the year. Some of the excitement wasn't there because we've heard so much about the Browns not caring about this year, caring about the quarterbacks in next year's class. I want to show y'all something that I'm working on. Where is it? Let me get it up before. All right, so here it is. You see it on your screen. That's next up, QB edition. I did week 1. Week 1 is already on my YouTube page, so go check out that video. I'm covering the top 8 draft eligible QBs. I'm working on it for this week. It's going to release Tuesday at 10 a.m. I've already watched the game film of 5 QBs. Who do I have left? I still have to watch Garrett Nussmeier, Lenore Sellers, and Carson Beck. So that's who I have left. But definitely like, comment, and subscribe so you can follow along this is going to be my like a QB diary. So I have a clear view of how I'm viewing these quarterbacks when they come out and it's draft time. The Cleveland Browns have done this to us. They told us that they're all in for a QB next year, so we're going to pay attention. We're not going to do like last year and be caught off guard when the draft comes and we got to listen to people who might have, some internal bias on the different QBs. So tap in, like, comment, subscribe. You want to be looking for that video Tuesdays at 10 a.m. I'm going to be breaking down week 2 of those QBs so far. And so far, I haven't seen much, just to let y'all know.
Look at that. The last offensive snap was at 1:12 p.m. Eastern time. For those that don't have their phone or clock handy, that's 30 minutes now between offensive snaps for the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe getting everybody reorganized. Play clock down to 5. And the handoff to Brown, and Brown going nowhere.
That's a lot better. That's a lot better. Devin Bush in there, Greg Newsome in there, Grant Delpit in there, getting that stop. This is what you want to do. You want to keep them behind the stick. So now they're going to 2nd and 9. I don't know what's going on. The Cincinnati Bengals offensive operation is off. It's taking them a long time to get lined up. It's taking them a long time to get the play calls in. They're breaking the huddle, which seems to be late, so we're going to keep an eye on that.
That's Higgins in motion. Burrow. Pressure comes, flag down. Chase Brown on the sideline, out of bounds at the 41. Denzel Ward there to chop him out after a 1-yard gain. It's an injured Bengals, slow to get up. Looks like Lucas Patrick, the right guard, who missed some time early in camp with a leg injury in July.
So as I was doing my research going into this game, we're looking at how things were. The Bengals offensive line is always an issue. They just recently signed a vet who probably wasn't going to play. This actually might force him into action today. I think his last name is Risen for the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's see what the penalty was.
The legal shift offense. That penalty's declined, 3rd down.
All right, so we're going to keep them. It's going to be about 3rd and 8. And it looks like we're going to get an injury timeout as he is still on the ground. Looks like they got him up. He's putting a little bit of. Oh, shout out to you. Shout out to you from Kosovo. Shout out to you, Brent. Shout out to you for being here, man. Browns fans are everywhere, man. Browns fans are everywhere. Browns have a very strong following. It's one thing that people are kind of surprised by when they, have became Browns fans. They're surprised that Browns fans are all over the world, but we're everywhere. So shout out to you, Brent. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, so we're getting a timeout. Their right guard was down. I believe the guard that they signed, his last name is Risen. They signed him, I want to say a week and a half ago. He was holding out. So he might be the one that comes in. I don't know if they got him dressed and suited up to play today, but I believe he's going to be the one that they bring in. So we're going to keep an eye on this offensive line. The offensive line for Cincinnati looked really good on that first drive, sustained a very long drive. So we're going to be paying attention to what they do on this next drive with running the ball, because that was where we had the problems. We had the problem stopping the run on that first drive. So now we got them to a 3rd and 8. This is a pass situation. This is when the Browns should be able to pin their ears back, get some pressure on Joe Burrow. Hopefully we can get that 4-man pressure without having to send the extra man. So with our, capabilities and our pass rush, hopefully we can use 4 to speed up Joe Burrow's clock, get the stop. This will be great. As they called it out on the broadcast, it was 30 minutes in between offensive snaps for the Cincinnati Bengals, and it looked like it was showing. They had some operational issues coming out of the kickoff. They had to call the timeout. Then that very next play, it took them a long time to get lined up. Play clock went down to under 5 again. So just something to keep an eye on. The Bengals put a lot of stock into making sure they played in the preseason. So we're going to just keep an eye on that.
Dalton Reisner, who was signed after the preseason to play that right guard spot, he comes in on 3rd and 8. 4 receivers in the pattern, 2 to either side of the line. 4-man rush. Burrow open. Gesicki with the catch and a first down at the 45 of Cleveland. Greg Newsome on the tackle, but a 14-yard pitch and catch.
Mike Gesicki right here. Remember, he's a tight end, but really a wide receiver by trade. Just runs a nice little curl out route right there. And a nice job by Greg Newsome, kind of seeing that whole thing. Last second trying to make a play, dislodged that completion, but can't do it. Good finish by Mike Gesicki.
First down in Cleveland territory. Higgins to the bottom of the screen. Burrow looking, steps up, throws it short with the pocket collapsing, finding Samaje Perine to the 44-yard.
Isaiah McGuire with the pressure. Good to see somebody else getting pressure on Joe Burrow, not just Myles Garrett. Once I look at the replay, I gotta see. I believe they chipped Myles Garrett on that 3rd down play with a receiver, which is crazy. Unless they had in 2 tight ends, but I believe it was a receiver that chipped Myles Garrett. I could be wrong, just in my first glance, which is crazy.
We can execute when we play it the right way.
Huge emphasis for Zach Taylor. Getting into 3rd and short and converting on 3rd and short as Burrow going deep for Jamar Chase. One-on-one with Denzel Ward. We talked about that matchup early in the broadcast. Jamar Chase said Ward is his toughest cover. Good coverage there.
Yeah, there they are on the outside. 1 versus 21. It's just outstanding. I love the respect that each of them have. Look at him flip his hips. He sees the ball going to the outside, but where he was from a positional standpoint, he never allowed Jamar Chase to get on top of him. He never allowed anything that you would do from just a positioning standpoint. Excellent job by Denzel Ward.
He's allowed 11 Chase catches in 19 times in coverage prior to this one. 3rd and 9. Burrow, backside pressure, steps away, chased by Garrett, and down he goes. Got to the 42-yard line, but Myles Garrett.
It's not going to count as a sack with 2-yard gain, but we got to stop there. So that was another 3rd and long, 3rd and 9. You see Myles, he loops all the way around, doesn't give up on the play, and he gets that tackle from the back end. So great play, great stop by the Browns defense. Let's see what they do here. I don't believe they're going to go for it. 4th and 7. They are past the 50. They're punting it.
Away from Myles Garrett.
Ryan Rico on to punt, trying to pin the Browns deep. DeAndre Carter is the deep man. And Rico's punt reaches the end zone for a touchback. Browns defense gets the stop. No surprise, Myles Garrett playing a role. Cleveland offense back on the field next.
All right, so the Browns doing some good things. They get their first stop. Now we're going to get to see this offense come back out there. I'm just liking what I'm seeing from Dylan Sampson. I want to see more of it. Looks like he could take some of those 1st down carries, 2nd down carries, and then they could kind of go to Jerome Ford on 3rd down. But when it comes to bursts and just that first step with deciding where you're going to go, it's a night and day between Ford and Dylan Sampson. So excited to see our offense come back in. Also got this Jacksonville and Carolina game on my TV, so I'm watching that as well. 2nd and goal. Trevor Lawrence throws the touchdown pass. Nice, North Macedonia. That's what's up. Yeah, the defense definitely regrouped. They looked a lot better. And also the operation was kind of off for Cincinnati. The operation was off. So, I'm going to be playing it. Oh, Macedonia next week. Okay. So, yeah, you moving around. You traveling out here, man. You traveling for work or you traveling, you live out there or what? What's the circumstances? But at the same time, I'm paying attention to Jacksonville. We'll be watching them. Us having their first round draft pick, just gonna kind of keep an eye on them. Not gonna watch them as closely as I watch the Browns, but just gonna keep an eye on them. If they're on at the same time, I'll put them on the TV. Just pay a little attention, see how they're looking. They are currently beating the Carolina Panthers. It should be 10-3 in the second quarter, I believe, for them of that game. So just something I'm paying attention to. Oh, retired. Nice. Retired Army. Nice. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Thank you for your service. Yeah, definitely thank you for your service. So we get the second drive of the Cleveland Browns. Looks like we are back. They're going through. Anytime you want to embarrass the Browns, just talk about all the quarterbacks we had.
In 1999, that's a laundry list. This might take us to halftime. The most in the league as we run through all those pictures. Flacco back out there after a brief stint at the end of the 2023 season, and over the right side goes rookie Dylan Sampson. And for Joe Flacco, we were talking with him, Daryl, about playing a long time, and he said, I think it comes down to just wanting to do it. He said, when you retire at 30, you get to a point mentally where you don't want to do it anymore. He said, it's nice every once in a while to remind myself that I'm
No problem, man. Shout out to you, man. Safe travels out there. Keep enjoying yourself. You lived a full life. You did a lot of work. Dedicated yourself to the Army. So we salute you, appreciate you.
And he's been blessed to be able to stay healthy, but he's been able to embrace the mental approach to this game as well, and he's not fatigued and he's fresh.
Manning in motion. Flacco off the play. Fake pressure comes, and as he's being hit, he throws that ball over the middle. TJ Slayton providing the heat. First incompletion for Flacco.
So on the first play we run, we get 2 yards. Dylan Sampson to the outside. This second play here, it looks like it's going to be a coverage win. Nowhere for him to go. Joe Flacco gets rid of the ball. He does get hit. This is 3rd and 8. We're going to see what happens when, we are faced now with this flip. It's 3rd and 8 on our end. What can the Browns do?
A couple of guys deemed in the area. So 3rd and 8 now for the Browns. Flacco sets up the screen, but it's batted down, and the pass incomplete. They had blockers out there, but the ball just got swatted to the turf. It would have been Joseph Osai who got a hand on that.
I tell you what, this is going to be a big play. Look at David Njoku right there. That's where you want the ball to go to.
Shamar Stewart, I think, is the hand that came out of that
Logan,
pile.
looks like it's Logan Wilson that got it kind of tied up there with Wyatt Teller.
Yeah, that's Logan. Oh, my goodness, man. He has so much daylight in front of him with 2 blockers in front of him. That was a perfectly timed screen call. Just kind of tough. Browns got to punt it away, flip the field. Defense got to do something. Very good punt by Bojorquez. So pretty solid return for Cincinnati. They are right around the 46-yard line after that decent return. So our defense is going to be working from a shorter field. So we gotta do what we gotta do. There's going to be times where you got the advantage where they got to go to longer field. They're going to have a shorter field. So this is when the defense is really going to feel tested. Also, Kevin Stefanski called up a good play in that situation, but it didn't extend the drive. So how do we bounce back from, having our first 3 and out? So just a lot of question marks. This is what it is. When you're in week 1, this is when you have all the question marks until you go out there. They go out there and they show improve. We'll definitely change how we view it after they show improve, but just questions to be answered right now. All right, so we're getting some bonus coverage. We got Washington and we got the Commanders versus the Giants. Commanders are up 7-3. Giants got the ball right around the 16. Nice running play. I'm not sure who this running back is. Number 26 for the Giants, but he definitely got some burst to him. So He got some burst to him. So we're going to see what the Browns do. Still looking around, still watching out for it. Long commercial breaks, but that's okay. It's part of the game. Let's see after this commercial if we make it back. All right, we don't make it back. We got another one. All right, so I'm just going to get a quick read in for y'all. Get my stuff set up here. Slide you down, put you here. Let's put you up here. All right, you see it on the screen. Level up your gear with Fanatics. If you're looking to get your licensed merch for every team, every sport, especially those Cleveland Browns, don't miss out. Gear up today. Rep your team like a pro. Link is in the description. When using this link, we'll get a percentage of each sale with no additional cost to you. Also, you'll be able to use whatever sales are currently active with Fanatics. All right, we got the game back. Browns on defense.
On Fox. Good field position for the Bengals to start from the 46-yard line. They go with Brown on the draw and Chase Brown to the 49-yard line. We saw Lucas Patrick limp off. Allison Williams, what's the latest?
Yeah, he is doubtful to return, Kevin. He has a right calf injury, so that position, that right guard position, that was such a talking point throughout training camp, now being manned by Dalton Reisner, the 6-year vet, seeing action here for the Bengals.
81 career starts for Reisner. One of the reasons they went out and got him was they thought they had a deficiency at the guard spot. He started 8 games at right guard in his career. All of those, though, were last year with Minnesota. 2nd and 7. Burrow finds Jamar Chase, and Chase on the run down near the 30-yard line. They'll spot him at the 31. It's a pickup of 20 before Mahmoud Diabate caught up.
A lot of chases going on because here comes Jamar Chase into the flat. This is into that area right there. I'm going to let that chase go, but then I'm going to have to chase this chase. I think I'm going to err on the side of covering Jamar Chase and take my chances with Chase Brown.
That feels like a good decision.
I just think it's sensible.
The triple crown winner a year ago, Jamar Chase. I like the way you're thinking. From the 31, 1st down and 10. It's a handoff to Chase Brown. Nice move in the backfield to get positive yardage. That play looked like it was going nowhere. Mason Graham, the rookie from Michigan, was right there. And he picks up 6.
Yeah, just watch the move at the line of scrimmage. And for a guy that hits the line of scrimmage very quickly, to be able to be in that position and get away from Mason Graham, I mean, who Jim Schwartz, raved about, and just his transition from how he played at Michigan and what they asked him to do there to what he's doing now in his defense. He's got him dead to rights in the backfield, and just really nice job by Chase Brown.
2nd and 4, Bengals on the move in a 7-7 ball game. Brown again with the carry, and Brown tackled by Isaiah McGuire after a 2-yard gain. So now 3rd and 2. The short yard.
3rd and 2, Brown side of the field. We're going to see what the Browns can do here. This is probably 4-down territory. I don't think they would just take the field goal. So Browns defense got to come to life. They got to show some signs of life here. We need to stop.
Possession to this one here, and very impressed. They talked about this offensive line. You want to see what it does when you get to the regular season. They've really stood up.
On 3rd and 2, Burrow is in trouble, gets away. Garrett on the chase, finds his intended target, Samaje Perine, and that's a 1st down.
And did Myles Garrett get a hold of some face mask there as he went by? Joe Burrow kind of talking to the official. We'll take a look at it as he comes in from the outside, and you just kind of reach up. No, actually it was inside with Malik Collins, number 96.
No flag on the play. 1st down and 10 at the 18-yard line, the result of the play. Burrow looking down the sideline, one-on-one coverage, and there's a flag. This time it was Greg Newsome working against Jamar Chase. And Newsome, the outside corner, after Martin Emerson tore his Achilles in camp.
Yeah, but remember, we saw this on the other side with Denzel Ward, and you know the difference. You know, he's on the same level as Jamar. He's kind of grabbing, he's restricting his movement. You know, Denzel played that with position with his feet and never really let Jamar get on top of him. And it's just a different style. Greg Newsome playing a little bit more physical. You know, not as clean with his feet and getting in the right position. And when you do that, a lot of times that's where the penalty comes from.
So first and goal. Officials confirming the spot. It's good from the 3.
Always a threat down here in the low red zone.
T. Higgins in motion. Burrow looking, fade, back corner, incomplete. He wanted Mike Gesicki, Ronnie Hickman in coverage, and it's second down.
Number 88 working out of the slot. So a pattern you see a lot, a little whip inside by T. Higgins. You've got Andre Josevach working the outside. You try to get Mike Gesicki in that back corner.
So now second goal. Brown the single back. The give is to Chase Brown, a cut, and then pushing the pile towards the goal line. And he's stacked up inside the 1. Third and goal.
Third and goal from the run. Let's see if the Browns can hold them. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold them up 2 times here. Our run defense has definitely not been what we wanted it to be so far in this game. So very tough after getting that pass interference on Greg Newsome, but he never got his body and head turned around. So that was an easy call. They're going to make that call all the time.
Lined up in the fullback spot of the backfield. Extra jumbo package on third and goal. Play action. Burrow throws wide open. Touchdown. Noah Fant. His first Bengals touchdown gives Cincinnati the lead.
He's going to be right here, and the defender that you're going to just kind of shoot that gap and just slip right by in. Easy throw and catch for Joe Burrow.
That's on Diabate. He never even got a hand on the tight end there. It's amazing how just going heavy run set works so well for the play action, man. So well. It's crazy how it works. If they're throwing it on third down, that means if they didn't get it, they were going for it on fourth down. So the long sustained drive. Now it is 14-7 Cincinnati, and the Browns get a chance. 4 minutes, 18 seconds left to see if they can respond, especially after having that 3 and out on their last drive. Kind of wondering if they're showing this Washington versus the Giants game. I wonder if the Carolina Panthers game has been delayed. I wonder if that's what happened. It's just kind of weird for them to go from showing one game to automatically going to showing a different game. So just going to look at that and see if this is a weather situation. Let's see. Yeah, Jacksonville, Carolina delayed due to weather. Okay. I thought it was something up because usually you might get like a short delay. You might see it, but this was like a longer delay. So, yeah, it's delayed due to weather. Where? Oh, Beast, yeah, you're right on top of it. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, what's going on? They showing this game.
Cody Ford right there, and then you're going to take Noah Fant, and you're going to slip him out. Mahmoud Diabate right here. He's seeing that run. He's seeing that big fullback.
Brent, Derrick Henry's high school stats look like somebody just created those. They don't even really. It must be weather. It must be weather in the area. But I noticed even as I was like looking at a lot of college games, like last night and this morning, Clemson. Who Clemson play? Bengals scored on a play action pass from the 1 yard line. Yeah, they went heavy package, play action pass. Tight end was wide open, so they scored. They drove up the field. The Browns had a chance to stop them, but they put Jamar Chase. They got him isolated on Greg Newsome. Greg Newsome got the pass interference that moved them within the 5, and then from there they just ran it. And then once they got to the 1 yard line, they did a play action. Yeah, it could be they see a storm coming, and that could be the reason why for the weather delay. That happened as I was watching because the Clemson. Dang, I can't think of who Clemson played right now. It's slipping me. But that game got delayed. Troy, yes, you are right. That game got delayed like an hour and a half, and I was watching a replay. I'm like, why is this replay so long? And yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, man, why is this a 5-hour replay of a game?
His new rookie receiver, Emeka Ibuka, for his first career score. This one from 30 yards out. Bucks leading this one 10-7 over the Falcons. Okay.
How about the toys Baker Mayfield has to play with on offense this year? Goodness.
Easy.
22-yard line for Joe Flacco and the Browns, down 14-7. Where Cleveland won the toss and deferred to the second half. So a chance with a little bit of productivity here to double up as Flacco starts in the air. The pass incomplete. He wanted Cedric Tillman. Logan Wilson out there in coverage, and it brings up 2nd and 10.
That's a great point, Kevin. It's one of those new things that everybody's talking about. They call it the middle 8, you know, that last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half, and being able to use that effectively when you do get that possession to start the second half. So if Cleveland can control this football down the field, and whether they get a touchdown, maybe even just being able to kick a field goal and be able to come back out in the second half and get that football back again, it's a huge swing in momentum.
Jack Conklin out at right tackle. Cornelius Lucas in at right tackle for Cleveland on 2nd down, and the tight end Njoku barreling forward. Look at him dragging Bengals all the way to the 39. 17-yard pickup for the talented tight end who.
Brent, there goes the long pass, or not a long pass, but a solid pass to David Njoku, 17 yards. They push the pile so he gets a little bit more on it. I think Baker actually has a shot this year. I wouldn't pick them as favorites to come out of the NFC, but Tampa just keeps reloading that offense. Their defense is usually pretty solid, so I think they got a shot.
Handoff Sampson, and Dylan Sampson hit in the backfield by Geno Stone. They diagnosed that, and he's dropped for a loss of 1. Allison, what's the update on the right side of the offensive line?
Yeah, you mentioned their veteran Jack Conklin is out right now. He has an eye injury. They're saying he is questionable to return.
Be a big loss. One of the veterans on that line, twice all.
Man, that's tough. Jack Conklin out with an eye injury. Beast also, yeah, watching that game, if Troy could have did anything offensively in the second half, they would have won.
Flacco off the play fake. Throws to an open receiver and a diving catch made near the Cincinnati 43. Jerry Jeudy with his first catch of the afternoon.
Just working at the top. Just a nice release off the line of scrimmage right there. That's a nice easy throw catch. I mean, for Joe Flacco, you play.
Cedric Tillman almost ran the defenders into the passing lane right there. Cedric Tillman, he has to get his spacing down. He has to be running the right routes.
43 of the Bengals. Flacco again will go to the air. Checks it short of the pass incomplete. He wanted the tight end Njoku. Demetrius Knight, the rookie from South Carolina, met him immediately and denied the completion. Another young player that Al Golden was really excited about in this Bengals defense.
Yeah, they've got a lot of guys on this defensive side of the ball. We're starting to see the athleticism show up. He's one of those guys, you know, he's just got to relax and play, right? Even Coach Golden told us that. You know,
he got there early. We didn't get to play. Got to move forward. 2nd and 10. Come on. Get your head back in the game, Njoku.
From snap to snap.
On 2nd down, Flacco out of the backfield finds Sampson. Sampson on the sideline. Ends up about a yard short of the 1st down. Demetrius Knight on the tackle. And it'll take.
That's going to be the 2-minute warning. We got 3rd and short coming up. We got 3rd and 1 coming up. After this break, we got to the Bengals side of the field. This is where you want to get that thing back to even. You want to get if we can get this thing back to even going into halftime, then in the second half of the game, we get ball first. You know, that's how you jump ahead. So I like this drive. They just got to be able to sustain it, get this 1st down here. This is also a situation I think Kevin Stefanski is open to going for it. If we don't get it on, you know, if we end up with 4th and 1, I can see him going for it. You got a bunch of options. You can do the QB sneak with Joe Flacco. You can also bring in a heavy package. You can bring in Rocket Sanders. You can bring in Rocket Sanders and leave Sampson out there, and you could do like a fake up the middle and do a toss to the outside. Let Sampson use his speed. So just a lot of opportunities, a lot of things you can do when you get down to 4th and 1 if it comes to that. So just liking what we're seeing so far. The offense is bouncing back well after having that 3 and out on the 2nd drive. So just looking at some stuff around the league. One game, it's only one game where the score I'm really surprised by, and that is the Colts are beating the Dolphins 17-0 with 2 minutes left in the game. That's crazy. I expect the Dolphins to be way better than the Colts, but I don't know what's going on there. Funny thing, Mike McDaniels was a coach on the Browns. So was Kyle Shanahan when we had Johnny Manziel. So, Beast, I can't remember if it was you or Jeffrey who told me to go check out the Johnny Manziel, Joe Thomas. So I watched the whole interview and I kind of started my stream a little bit too late to give my views on it, but I'll just say Cleveland's been dysfunctional for a long time. They didn't bring any vets in for Johnny. They broke down a Hall of Famer who played over 10,000 consecutive snaps, who eventually just saw it and was like, man, my body's breaking down. I put it all on the line. I never left. I stayed here 10-time Pro Bowler in Joe Thomas. So it was a good watch. It was a good watch.
Daniels trying to build on that tremendous rookie season in year 2. 3rd down and 1 for Cleveland. Fan in motion. It's Flacco with the quarterback sneak. And Joe Flacco, all 6'6", 245 pounds and 40-plus years of life, gets the 1st down.
They haven't showed any shots to the stadium yet. I did jump on a couple of live streams of people who were tailgating to see just how the energy was earlier. So it was people out there in the Muni lot tailgating and stuff. But they're only showing like the lower bowl. I'll let you know, Beast, if I see like a full shot of the stadium.
Taking what the defense is allowing him to.
Tillman in motion on 1st down. And the draw play, Sampson to the 30-yard line and down to the 29. Cleveland with all 3 timeouts. If they choose to use them, they will not hear. And again, they get the football to start the 2nd half. So if you're Kevin Stefanski, you're looking for, at this point, you're in a good position for at least 3 before halftime.
Absolutely. Don't do anything. Don't take that negative play right now. And that's one of the things we've seen from Joe Flacco through this 1st half is good, quick decisions and not forcing the football.
That's where they want Joe Burrow, on the sidelines with his helmet off.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
2nd and 7. Flacco to the sideline. Tillman tried to turn it upfield. He actually gave up ground, and Dax Hill made a nice tackle inbounds, and Cleveland will use their 1st timeout. Next Sunday, we have a Fox NFL doubleheader. The Giants take on the Cowboys.
Should be a 30-second timeout here. What do y'all think about the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Chargers game? I was real surprised that they let Justin Herbert throw the ball that much. And then also, I was looking at the Chiefs and I was like, man, they just operationally they don't look good. They just made some mistakes. Xavier Worthy on a mesh play, he ends up getting hit, dislocate his shoulder, get hit by Travis Kelce. They already out with Rashee Rice. So just every year is something that happens to their wide receiver room where Patrick Mahomes just got to be the guy. They kind of showed a view there, but I didn't see if it was fully packed, Beast.
In motion, Flacco steps away from pressure, throwing on the run, and he throws this one away. Nobody open. Joe Flacco says we're in good position for 3. Let's make sure we don't lose any yardage. And here comes Andre Schmidt. Now, it was a battle in camp between the veteran Dustin Hopkins and the first-year player Andre Schmidt, who was the former kicker of the St. Louis Battlehawks in the UFL. You saw many of his games on Fox. This is his first career NFL field goal attempt.
Yeah, he went toe-to-toe with Jake Bates for our UFL Kicker of the Year 2 years ago.
Lining it up from 45. Good snap and hold. The kick up and good for Andre Schmidt. We saw him on Friday at practice hit one from 60.
Man, it's crazy when you're that excited just because your kicker can just make his field goals. Yeah, Travis Swift, man, that was a tough game for him. They designed a great play where he actually scored a touchdown, but towards the end of the game, it was another play where if he just keeps running, he catches it and potentially scores another touchdown, so they could go ahead in that game. So he just been the last 2. I did see Shedeur walk in. He is at the stadium. Emergency quarterbacks, I believe they still dress. So he's the emergency quarterback. So I believe he still dresses for the game. Yeah, the last 2 years, Travis Kelce, mentally, he's been making a ton of mistakes that you just didn't see him make 3 to 4 years ago. So you wonder how much he's all in about being there. So yeah, he should be on the sideline. This a Fox broadcast. You can tell it's not CBS. CBS will show all this. So they just show like a more expanded view. It looks like it's a lot of seats available in that lower bowl. I would say it's about, from what I saw just now, quickly, it's about 70% filled. And that's a change because growing up, I mean, you always would go to the home opener, especially as a Browns fan. That's when you're the most excited. So the home opener is always a game that you couldn't get tickets for. We're back.
2 timeouts for Joe Burrow and company to work with. Their worst starting field position of the day from the 26. Short toss. Out to the 34 goes Noah Fant. Timeout used by Cincinnati. 1 remaining. 12 seconds remaining.
We watched that game on Friday night, and kind of the end of half with Kansas City and the Chargers, and the ability for them to get that 59-yard field goal off with that time. So I actually sat down when we talked with Zach Taylor and kind of went through the timing with him. Now obviously not as much time. The way he broke it down, they should be able to get 2 plays, but can you get 2 plays to get you enough yardage to allow Evan McPherson to attempt that field goal?
The benefit 1 timeout to play with at least. It's still a ways to go. 2nd down and 2. Burrow with time. Steps away from late pressure. Burrow on the run. Clock running down. Burrow tripped up and brought down by Isaiah McGuire, and that'll take us to halftime. Great.
Wrong button. meant to clap it up for Isaiah McGuire. Just great hustle towards the end of that drive. He shut it down solely on his own. So just great hustle from him to shut that thing down. That might count as a sack, but he's been making plays. All right, so we got 12 minutes to go on halftime. Yeah, so Beast, I don't think it's definitely not a sold out game. The Browns were emailing me like up until yesterday to go. So it's usually they don't have to do all that to get tickets sold. So I'm not too upset about what we saw in that first half there. I just want to see how we come out without having Jack Conklin and going to Lucas. So it's tough to already be down an offensive lineman after the first half of football that you played on the season. So just concerned about that. They got some highlights going. Let's get that sound on.
Number 2 overall pick making his debut for the Jaguars, hosting Carolina.
Play action at the goal line, roll right, Hunter Long, wide open, there it is. Good job. That's it. Usually each quarterback out. If the guy drops off, you can actually just run it in. Hunter Long, wide open, touchdown, 10-3, Jacksonville on top of Carolina. Aaron Rodgers making his Steeler debut, watches Justin Fields hook up with Garrett Wilson. Nice throw, beautiful route, 33-yard touchdown. They did go for 2, did not make it. Jets 9, Pittsburgh Steelers 7, and then Aaron Rodgers. And there's Smith under just a pitch off. There goes, 3-yard touchdown. Under, never done that before, Howie, where you just kind of dump it forward. 19-7 though. Jets on top of the Steelers at the hat. New coaches Pete Carroll of Las Vegas Raiders, Mike Vrabel, first-year coach of the New England Patriots. Drake May, second-year quarterback. Nice job there as he finds a quick out. Demario Douglas inside the corner, set inside, just run outside, 2-yard touchdown. 10-7 New England on top of the Raiders. And Kyler Murray, quarterback for Arizona Cardinals. Murray looking for Connor, shovel pass underneath. There it is, 4-yard touchdown, 17-10. And the funny thing was Strahan thought that was a college game because of the Saints uniforms. I agree with that. Daniel Jones. Everybody's cast off. Giants didn't want him, so the coach says, we'll take him. Michael Pittman Jr. says, I'm so glad we have him. He's ours. 27-yard touchdown pass. All Colts over the Miami Dolphins, 20-0 at the half.
Yeah, Daniel Jones.
I was waiting to see what the situation was with Miami being down 20-0, seeing if it was turnovers or what it was, but that's surprising there. Daniel Jones looks like, he's doing something good for them. But 20-0, man, Miami, what is going on? Some bad things happening in Miami. Miami was just on an upward trajectory, so just not sure why they are struggling there. Any surprises for y'all so far with the first half of games down? We got Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. The score is 10-10. Buccaneers got the ball. Of course, Browns, Bengals. Bengals up 14-10. Colts, Dolphins, 20-0. Patriots, Raiders. I thought the Raiders was going to be kind of decent this year. A lot of people picked the Raiders to go to the playoffs. They're down to the Patriots. Patriots got the ball. Saints, Cardinals, 17-10. Beast, your boy Spencer Rattler. How is he doing? Let me jump on. Let me check out his stats. Hopefully this ain't no play no volume. Man, it's loading up. I just want to see the stats. Where are what's the box score? There we go. Yeah, they're taking us to a lot. Spencer Rattler, 8 for 11, 65 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks taken. Alvin Kamara has a touchdown. So not bad. He's playing clean football. So, you can't really ask for much more than that. Just want to play clean. You don't want to have turnovers. So that is a plus. That's a plus for him. I'm surprised the Jets are up on the Steelers 19-17. I'm surprised by that. Commanders, man, what they doing to the Giants? Giants got 3 points. Can't get nothing on the board. And then I wonder how long this Carolina and Jacksonville game is going to get delayed for. So it's been delayed quite a bit. So we're going to see what we get. I like what the Browns were able to do, get some pressure on Joe Burrow towards the end of the second quarter. That's what we wanted to see. Also, if we can have these long, sustained drives and keep Joe Burrow on the sideline, that's going to make him just be a little bit more antsy when he does get his opportunity and he does get to go out there. So that's also a positive for the Browns. Man, so the Commanders are driving, and they're driving at the end of the half. Less than 50 seconds to go, 14-10, second down. They're trying to get some more points on the board. They're trying to get more points on the board against the Giants. So they just got Austin Eckler out the backfield. It's going to be more chance for Jackson Dart fast if the Giants start off losing their first 2 games. They go 1-2. They go 1-2. It's gonna be a lot of chance of Jackson Dart. It's time to get out there. It's time to see him. Russ put himself in a pressure cooker. He goes from one situation with Justin Fields, and now he's in this situation. So we're gonna see how that plays out. Just a lot of storylines to look at. A lot of storylines we're looking forward to. So, all right, we got 4 minutes. We got about 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Yeah, Brent, I'm with you. I'm surprised too. They're definitely looking a lot better. I wasn't sure what to expect from our offense, especially kind of with our running back situation, but they're looking better. Joe Flacco, not having any turnovers. So they're looking better. I'm pleasantly surprised by our offense, and I'm surprised by our defense. Kind of struggling with stopping the run. That's surprising to me, because that was the focus of this offseason. Us getting some upgrades at defensive tackle, us losing JOK, which is a huge loss, but us getting Carson Schlesinger and just expecting him to fly all over the field. So certain instances, I'm like, okay, we're looking better. And then some, I'm like, hey, we got to get this thing under control now. But I like Isaiah McGuire. He's been in the backfield a lot. We just got to make sure we keep the pressure on Joe Burrow to help out our corners, because whoever is on Jamar Chase, not named Denzel Ward, I'm nervous. So I don't even know if T. Higgins has a catch in this game. So we're doing a pretty good job on him. So it's some positives there. Definitely some things to be excited for. So I would have to agree with you there, Brett. I would have to agree. We got 3 minutes to go. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back so we can get this thing going, get it going for the second half. Give me just a minute. I'll be back, y'all. All right, we're back. We're back. Had to give me a quick break in real quick so we can get locked in for the second half of this game. We are back. So the countdown says we got about 4 seconds to go before the second half kickoff. So we're going to see. Excited to see what the Browns can do coming out of halftime. That's what I'll be looking forward to. I don't want to play that sound yet because, man, they get you. They play like copyrighted music, and you get dinged for it. So once we get back live to the game, to the sounds of the game, that's when I'll get that sound back on for y'all. Let's see if we're back.
Brown again, bouncing, finding space, touchdown Cincinnati. Sanders to the goal line, touchdown Cleveland. Burrow throws wide open, touchdown Noah Fant. That was today's Game Flow presented by Progressive as we welcome you back to Cleveland where the Bengals have a 14-10 lead here as we welcome you back to NFL Kickoff Weekend presented by YouTube TV. Cleveland had won the toss. They elected to defer, so it'll be the opportunity for the Browns to start on offense, and for Joe Burrow, the waiting game continues for a chance to get back out on the field. 11 of 14, 88 yards and a touchdown in the first half for Joe Burrow. On the 3-yard line, DeAndre Carter. Carter across the 25 and across the 30 and down to the 32-yard line. We welcome you back up in the booth alongside Daryl Johnston. I'm Kevin Kugler. We'll hear from Allison Williams in just a moment. Balance seemed to be the order of the day. I don't know that you would have said that last year. In fact, you wouldn't have. The two most pass-heavy offenses in the National Football League.
Yeah, right, almost right down the middle. 14 and 14 for Cincinnati, 15-14 for Cleveland. That is what I think is the biggest surprise to me, and I think it's going to be the one team that can maintain that here through the second half is going to have a great shot at winning this game. And it really hurts Cincinnati when you're allowing Cleveland to be on the field and control the clock the way that they've been able to do in that first half. That's something you got to remedy.
Flacco will check it down. This is Dylan Sampson out of the backfield, and Sampson with a good game. As we go down on the field, Allison, you got a chance to catch up with both head coaches?
Yeah, so many questions about what we would see from this Cincinnati defense to start the season. Zach Taylor likes what he's seen so far. He said we were sticky in coverage. They got us on some penalties early, but overall really pleased with how they played. He said, though, it's time to take the next step, get some hands on the ball and create a turnover to give our offense that short field.
Second down and 3. And on second down, Sampson clogged up on that left side. Nothing there. It'll bring up third down. B.J. Hill jammed that up for the Bengals defense.
Slipping right under those arms. That's like London Bridge when you're a kid.
1 for 5 on third down. Maybe the biggest difference in this game is what each team has been able to do offensively on third.
And I think the big reason is because Cincinnati has really done a good job, and they were committed to doing that, is staying into that third and manageable.
3rd and 3. Definitely manageable for Flacco. Steps to his right, throws, and there's Fannin, the rookie tight end, who they have raved about all camp, down to the 44, picks up 18.
That's what we got to see. We got to be able to get those third downs. We got to sustain those drives. That's what we were doing. Great play to Harold Fannin.
Joe Flacco, eye contact right there. He sees him start to sprint out to the right, and he just follows him right out there. And again, you've got to be able to help out your guys up front. That's Jerome Ford in that pass protection. It forces Joe out to the right, but that's where that route was designed to go. So just a good ad-lib on there by quarterback and tight end.
Play action, Flacco, short, it's Fannin again. Breaks a tackle, and Fannin down to the 37. There is a flag down in the backfield, and this is going to be a hold. Logan Wilson may
Holding
be down at the end of the play.
offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Juwan Jones with the hold.
Working on the outside against Miles Murphy.
So Logan Wilson dinged up as they tend to him. Will step aside.
All right. They got Juwan Jones on the hold there. So it's going to be 1st and 20. Harold Fannin lowered that shoulder, put the boom on Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson is down. So we got an injury timeout happening right now. But the Browns are looking good coming out of halftime. So we're behind the 8 ball already, 1st and 20. Let's see how we keep things going and how we move forward. And it's unfortunate Juwan Jones held on that play as he was starting to get beat. It was inconsequential to the play. So it's just unfortunate. But he's just making sure he protects his quarterback. So you can definitely understand what and his reasoning for doing it. But I like to see Joe Burrow sitting on the sideline. When I did my live stream on Friday, one of my 3 keys to victory were I want to see we're running the ball, controlling the clock, keeping Joe Burrow on the sidelines, winning that turnover battle. So those are the things that we needed to do to be able to win the game, and we're doing those things. The last thing is if we can force a turnover, we'll really be able to put that pressure on the Cincinnati Bengals running the ball. So just waiting to see how it goes. Let me check out some other scores. I'm looking for the Carolina versus Jacksonville, still delayed. Man, that thing's been delayed for a while. That's going to end up being a 6-hour trip if you went to that game today. That's going to be you in for a long day because I believe they're still in the second quarter. So they got to do second quarter. Then they got to go halftime. So weather has been getting the best of a couple games this week. You had a weather delay in Philly, weather delay at quite a few college games. You got weather delay in Jacksonville. So they're showing it. Harold Fannin lowered the shoulder. Logan Wilson.
Blue medical tent right now. Barrett Carter, the rookie from Clemson, on the field. Flacco out of the shotgun, able to find Njoku, and he is yanked down at the 42 of Cincinnati. DJ Turner and Barrett Carter, who just came in with the tackle.
Joe Flacco's always going to know where David Njoku is. It's just a nice, easy crossing route that comes through there underneath. Good job getting him down to the ground. He is tough after the catch.
2nd and 8. Flacco to the sideline. Judy working one-on-one with DJ Turner. Pass broken up. No flag, and it's 3rd down.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be kind of even on both sides of the ball. I'm glad the
I don't
officials
know.
let the
Let's
play
see.
like in this situation, you can see if anything, it might have been a little offensive on Jerry Judy, but
I don't know. I don't agree with that one.
So it brings up a 3rd and 8. Just underway in this 3rd quarter. First possession.
I don't agree, but what you gonna do? You win some, you lose some.
Motion from Ford in the backfield.
3rd and 8. Let's see what we do.
Receivers bunched to the top. Flacco with time over the middle. Catch made, and hanging on through the hit is Cedric Tillman. He's
Big play by Cedric Tillman. He catch the ball through contact.
Yeah, just one of those big guys, does a lot in the run game, so nice to see him getting an opportunity in the pass game. He's running the end. He knows he's going to take that shot, but boy, he's a big guy. We saw him at practice.
He kind of just ran through the tackle too, so that's just a great job right there by Cedric Tillman getting that first down. Us still maintaining the drive. That's what we got to be able to do, maintain the drive.
Last season and then missed those last 6 games after that concussion.
First down and 10. And off Ford. And Ford dropped in the backfield. Outstanding penetration from Joseph Osai. No gain on the play, but Osai made sure he couldn't turn the corner and go around that left edge.
And not really bringing pressure.
Just a tough day running the ball. Jerome Ford has 5 carries for 7 yards. Just a tough day running the ball, man. Oh man. Let me check out how Dylan Sampson is doing running the ball.
This every day, but you can see the quickness that they're moving, and it's one of the ones where I felt some of the guys, you listen to the comments, and they felt like they had to think too much last year. I think this defense really frees them up to be able to use their athletic ability to play fast.
And play clock running down. That'll be a delay of game.
Delay game offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
So back up 5. And the real question with that Bengals defense was what they were going to be, because we didn't know what we saw from them in the preseason. And now
man, we going in reverse. I'm looking at the running stats here. Just Dylan Sampson, 6 carries, 9 yards. Jerome Ford, 5 carries, 7 yards. Rocket Sanders, 3 carries, 3 yards. Just not being able to move the ball, running the ball. We got to do better running the ball.
2nd and 15. Flacco steps up, throws that one. Catch made off the turf by Dylan Sampson. And he picks up 14 of the 15 that they needed.
Yeah, really nice job.
Great catch right there from Dylan Sampson. Man, I like that whip route too. Man, he's running wide receiver routes, catch the ball at the ground, at his feet, and get 14 out of 15 yards we needed back. I think he's having a great game. He has 4 receptions for 42 yards. Logan Wilson is headed to the locker room.
The locker room on 3rd down and 2 for Cleveland. Cleveland 2 for 2 on this drive on 3rd down. Flacco swinging. Sampson has the edge. He's got the first down. Tossed to the turf at the 16 by Demetrius Knight, but a 5-yard gain and a first down.
Yeah, utilizing that quickness, right? So you're going to have this one come out here. Here's something else to watch. Really good job here. 71 on the block. Kind of gets him the corner and then able to get downfield and get another block. Quickness onto the edge, get your fast guys out in space.
You're seeing some hands from Dylan Sampson on this drive. 2 catches with a high degree of difficulty. 3 tight ends now on 1st down and 10. Flacco off the play fake. Pressure up the middle, steps to his right, and Flacco throws this one away. B.J. Hill and Shamar Stewart with the pressure. And it's 2nd and 10.
And that's what you don't want to see if you're a Bengals fan, is number 9 over there on the bench. And to credit to this Browns offense for being able to do that during the course of the game and really, forcing that offense, to the value of every possession in this game. And we saw that in the first quarter when each team had one, was going to be one of the keys. You've got to maximize your possession every time you have the football, because there's not going to be a lot of them here this afternoon.
Jamari Thrash in motion. Sampson, nice little move. Sampson down near the 9-yard line. Finally able to yank him down. Jordan Battle.
Man, great screen pass right there to Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson is having a great day, man. I see their vision for the complement of him and Quinshon Judkins. And he's just making some great plays. And his size is not a detriment for him as a runner. He's low center of gravity. Actually, that was a great catch by Joe Flacco, too. The snap was off to his right. He kind of catches it with one hand, still keeps the timing of the play there. So the Browns get it 3rd and 3 in the red zone. Let's go.
12th play of this drive. 3rd down and 3. Toss play. Sampson, blocker in front, gets the edge. 1st and goal at the 5. Barrett Carter tracked him down, and he had Cornelius Lucas out there providing a little bit of help.
They're getting to the edge here in the second half. Whether it's a toss sweep like they have on this play, whether it's one of the quick screens, but right now they're really getting outnumbered on the perimeter, being able to get there, even getting the Cornelius Lucas out in front of that play.
First down and goal. Sampson getting a breather. He's carried the mail on this drive. Flacco. Over the middle, into the end zone. Cedric Tillman, touchdown, and the Browns lead.
That was just a great drive right there. Great drive.
Into a tight window. I want you to watch this one by Joe Flacco. This is outstanding. If you're the quarterback and you're looking downfield, where's that ball going? Where's my guy? Look at that mess over there. And just anticipates, there's an opening, anticipates Cedric Tillman to be there and throws a great ball.
Andre Schmidt with the extra point. And Schmidt's kick is no good. Missed it wide.
That's right, Brent.
Right.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof. It was good until we just missed that kick. I don't know what we are doing to our kickers. We have a great drive. We get behind the chains a lot. We get those yards back. You know, we convert a 1st and 20. We convert a 2nd and 15. We just do some great things, and then to cap it off, we just can't convert on kicking the PAT. So this is not what you want. We just had a kicking competition. We missed kicks last year, and we missed a PAT, just wide right. So hopefully they get them settled down, because sometimes what happens is Brent, you see it. You kick the first one wide right. Then what happens? You overcompensate. Then you kick the next one wide left. So just hopefully they get them settled down. This is one of those games where points are at a premium. We are keeping Cincinnati Bengals off the field. This would have made it where if they kick a field goal, they tie the game. Instead, this is where if they kick a field goal, they lead the game. When you're in one-score games, that 1 point makes a difference. And it's just the Cleveland Browns thing to do, man. You got Joe Flacco standing in the pocket, throwing with anticipation where he expects Cedric Tillman to be. Cedric Tillman is there. He catches a touchdown pass. Great drive. Dylan Sampson did really well on that drive. He carried it. They gave him tosses to the right. They gave him short little semi-screen passes with only the lead blocker being the right tackle with Lucas, so getting him out in space. So they did some really good things there. You just got to finish it off with getting the field goal, the PAT. That's just, everything was good. Everything was good. When that thing went wide left, this is how I was over here feeling. That's it. That's it. You're so right. It oftentimes deflates the entire team. That's so true, because you just think what the offense is looking like. We look what we just did. Look what we just overcame on that drive. The defense is hype. The defense is like, we got so much rest. We're not rushing back on the field. We can be energized. It's almost halfway through the quarter before we're seeing the field. So just all those positives, and then you just miss it. You just hit it wide right. So it's just crazy.
One hop and goes into the end zone for the touchback. Tuesday, September 23rd, the critically acclaimed smash hit Doc returns with a thrilling season premiere after a doctor loses 8 years of remembrance.
Beast, if you're still there, just got a wider view of the stadium. It's not, I don't know if they'll count it as sold out. I don't know how they do the numbers. There's a few seats there, not a ton, but it's hard to tell because both teams were orange. So, you don't know if you got all Browns fans or you got Browns and Bengals fans. But I would say it's looking 90% full, the stadium.
Had the possession at the end of the first half and then opened here in the second half and able to pull 9 points off those two possessions through that middle 8 times.
From the 20-yard line, off play action. Burrow to throw, checks it short. Catch made by Noah Fant. And Fant fights his way near the 25. Give him 5 on first down, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Now remember that opening drive, Darryl, was so much Chase Brown on the ground. Start this one with a pass. We'll see where they go here, but it's been a real balanced attack for the Bengals.
Yeah, I think you've got to get back to what you do best. And we heard that from both of these teams. Listen, it's week 1. It's going to be kind of what we do best against what we expect the opponent to do, because there are so many unknowns, especially for Cleveland on their side. But, you know, it's time for Joe Burrow and this offense to start hitting their stride.
Just 93 yards passing for Burrow mid-3rd quarter. Play clock down to 2. There's Chase Brown on the handoff, and he struggles forward near the 28-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and a long 2, a short 3, depending on the spot.
Trying to go quick here.
It'll be 3rd and 2. Just the 6th carry since the opening drive for Chase Brown. On 3rd down, 4-man Browns rush. Burrow floats it down the sideline, looking for Chase. He can't pull it in. Greg Newsome on the coverage. The pass incomplete, and the Bengals.
Great pass breakup by Greg Newsome. He didn't flip his head around, but he got his arm, swiped it out of Chase's hands at the last minute, and that's going to be a 3 and out. We're going to be forcing them to punt the ball back. That is exactly what you need from your defense. That is also Greg Newsome for redeeming himself, because he is the one who had the pass interference on Jamar Chase in the first half. Just all around greatness by the defense there.
54 3 and outs. Carter from the 10. Carter to the 20. Lowers the pads and is down to the 25-yard line. Tyson Anderson on the stop. Newsome got the hand in there. Jamar Chase trying to pull it in. Just couldn't wrap it up. Browns with a lead.
Pleasantly surprised with what the Browns did there. I was nervous. Especially how they ran the ball on that first drive. I like the fact that Cincinnati Bengals are getting away from running the ball, because that's what gave us problems, was running the ball. And they went to just, we're going to throw it up to Jamar Chase on a 3rd and 2. I prefer that. Do that. That's better for us. So I agree, Brent. Let's go get another touchdown. Let's put some space in between us, and let's put the pressure on them so we can pin our ears back with our defensive line, and we can rush and get there. On that first down, we actually did a quarterback blitz. We had Denzel Ward blitzing. So Jim Schwartz is kind of throwing some different things at the Cincinnati Bengals right now. And this is why you build your team this way. You build your team through that front 7, especially with the way that we could rush the passer. You build that way so you get the lead on teams, and you know they're going to pass the ball. What would that score be? Yeah, 6. That'd be 10. You go for 2. You're right. That would make sense. Yeah, you want to go for 2 to make it 12. Yeah, you make it 12 instead of 11, because 11, that's still two scores. You go for 12, you get 12 points up. Then that's 3 scores. I like the way you thinking, Brett. I like the way you thinking. That's smart. Yeah, that's real smart. Anything you could do to add that additional pressure, because you see the Cincinnati Bengals offense, they starting to press. This is what you want them to do. You want the Cincinnati Bengals offense to start pressing. You want them to start feeling that pressure. You want them to start feeling that angst, especially when we have these longer sustained drives. The Cincinnati Bengals started that drive 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They're already off the field. It's 5 minutes and 37 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. So just like that, you turn them right around. You got them right off the field. So if we go on another sustained drive into the 4th quarter, how much pressure is on them? All right, we're back.
16-14 lead is Joe Flacco. Back to work from the 25. Flacco, pressure comes, and down he goes. B.J. Hill and Trey Hendrickson collapsing that pocket to get the Flacco loss of 6.
They're going to call it a sack, but it looked like Flacco fell trying to move. Let's see this replay. It looked like he fell he did. He lost his footing trying to slip up. His left foot didn't really touch the ground. So they're going to get the sack, but he fell there. 2nd and 6.
Starting off, getting into some second and long situations with negative plays and penalties on first down.
First sack for either team today. It's 2nd and long. Flacco pressure again. Able to somehow get away. The pass deflected and intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Battle. Battle working his way near the 25 before he's dropped. Fannin on the tackle, but Battle with the acrobatic pick to set the Bengals up in Cleveland territory.
Yeah, this is a great play by Jordan Battle. And you know what? Joe Flacco, great poise in the pocket, makes a throw. Now you're going to go down to try and pull this ball up off the turf, and it's going to pop up. So Jerry Jeudy trying to get that, pops up. Just great reaction by Jordan Battle. And these are some of the things that it sounds like Al Golden does at practice with the guys, whether it's trying to create that fumble, having loose balls in the air, making sure that it's us that gets to him.
Well, remember, one of the things Al Golden told us, he said, when Joe Flacco has had his interceptions, it's a lot of when he's had to reset, move his feet, get resituated in the pocket. He had to do that because of the Osai rush there. Now, the interception's a hard one to really pin all on Flacco. It took a great bounce for Cincinnati and an acrobatic play. But still, that was one thing Al Golden stressed, was we want to make him move and have to reestablish himself in the pocket.
Absolutely.
So Flacco.
Yeah, we need a turnover here. Oh, Beast, if you're still there, yeah, they showing Shedeur. Shedor's right there with Joe Flacco. We need a turnover here. That's one of those ones, man. You got all the momentum. You're playing so well, and then you throw it low, and it's just he dives down to try to catch it. It's a lot. But they should challenge if he got touched, because they should be further back than where they are.
34 for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Can they take advantage of the biggest gift today? Burrow, swing to Brown, Chase Brown out of the backfield. Sideline closed off nicely. Carson Schlesinger over there, the rookie from UCLA. Just a 1-yard pickup for Brown.
Yeah, this defense has played really well today, and historically, it has given the Cincinnati Bengals some issues. And whether it's Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, all of them, it seems different against the Browns group. Even when you talk about the Ravens and the Steelers in the division, they struggle the most against this Browns defense in Jim Schwartz style.
2nd and 9. Burrow off the fake. Rolling right, pressure comes, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. But Devin Bush was right on the doorstep of Joe Burrow.
Yeah, watch number 30 come off the edge right here. He's going to come in and support right there. I mean, he explodes on it. You're exactly right, Kevin. And very fortunate right there. They matched hands. Boy, that can turn into an interception so quickly. So Joe Burrow really, really lucky right there that he didn't get the ball right back to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, how often do you see that pass just go straight up in the air?
Exactly.
Big 3rd down. 3rd and 9. Bengals getting set. Play clock to 5. Browns rush 5. Burrow to the sideline. Open. Higgins, first down. Ward out there in coverage. Burrow found one of his favorite targets, and T. Higgins picks up 10.
I tell you, the most impressive thing, we'll show you the catch on the outside, but Joe Burrow in the pocket. The pocket is collapsing around him, and he stands in there and throws that pass. Watch this. He's coming. He knows he's going to take that hit down low, right around the waist, and just throws a dart to the outside.
Yeah, I agree, Brent. We need to stop here. We can't give up 7. Worst case scenario, we got to hold them to a field goal. We can't let them get a touchdown here.
Motioning out of the backfield. This is Chase Brown. Brown behind a blocker, and Brown down to the 17-yard line. 6-yard pickup. I want to go back, though. Show me this pocket again from Joe Burrow, Darryl.
Yeah, you can see right here. It's going to be a pocket, but here comes your loop around. It's Carson Schlesinger right there. And he knows he's going to take that hit. He's going to take it down low, but he's got his eyes strictly downfield on T. Higgins. And how many times do we see quarterbacks get hurt with that front foot planted, and you're standing in that pocket, making that throw, and you get hit low? So that's a great job by Joe Burrow right there.
2nd and 4. Gotta go. Play clock under 5. Burrow gets the shotgun snap. He'll throw on a slant into all kinds of traffic. Batted away by Denzel Ward as he just tried to fit it in. Mike Gesicki, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, if I look outside, and I know it's Mike Gesicki, and he's, we talked about him, he's that tight end that kind of plays that wide receiver position that we see around the NFL today, but unfortunately he's got Denzel Ward on. So I'm already, I know I might have one-on-one over on that side, but I may want to look to the left with Jamar and T.
Is it in one-on-one with Denzel Ward? 3rd and 4. Burrow looks, throws. Chase Brown dropped it. He took his eyes off it when he saw Carson Schlesinger bearing down on him, and it's 4th down. The field goal unit coming on.
And how much did we hear about Carson?
Brent, we got to stop. Now we got to see what happens with this field goal attempt here. But they held up. The defense looked out for the offense. Yeah, the defense looked out for the offense. They're going for a field goal attempt.
Evan McPherson had some struggles last year. Tweaked his routine. Worked on his body, trying to get right. This for the lead, late 3rd. Good snap and hold. McPherson's kick is good. And how large is that missed extra point for the Cleveland Browns? Cincinnati gets the interception. They turn it into 3. And in Cleveland, they lead by 1.
Why do it? Why would you make it harder on yourself?
Yeah, the defense did step up there. We definitely needed to hold them to a field goal. It just highlights the fact that we couldn't make the extra point. The lingering side effects of missing the extra point for us is now, are we going to be willing to kick a field goal, or are we going to kind of force it and go for it on 4th when we could potentially kick a game-winning field goal? So it's the after effects of not making an extra point and this not being a tie game right now. But our offense definitely has to do better this possession. That was a fluky. I'm not going to say that was a bad pass or anything like that. Flacco put the ball where it needed to be so Judy wouldn't get hit. That was just one of those fluke things. I mean, it's an interception and you just got to live with it. Sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way. So you are correct. Definitely the domino effect. It's just stuff happens and then it just goes. So that's one of those. Let's see. With us is, we being a Cleveland Browns fan, we just have so much trouble when it comes to kicks and things like that, where it's like we kind of just feel that feeling like, this could turn bad for us real fast. So, I don't want to just go straight negative too fast, but that's the feeling you kind of start to feel. All right, we still got the commercial going. This is the key to winning or losing the turnover battle. When I was doing my research and I was looking into the reasons why the Browns have been so good against the Cincinnati Bengals while they've had Joe Burrow, we've won games where we won the turnover battle. It was a direct implication of who won and who lost the game. So we got to turn this thing around.
Statue and a whole park in downtown Cleveland. Superman is what one of these quarterbacks hopes to be in the fourth quarter of a 1-point.
Brent, that's so true. It always makes you think like, dang, Phil, I know you still got it. Phil, you don't want to come back? Hold it down for us.
Carter, a little shoulder fake to the 25, and he's stacked up there. In Super Bowl 57, the Chiefs beat the Eagles in a thriller. This past February, it was the Eagles who handily beat the Chiefs in Super Bowl 59. Next week, it's the game we've all been waiting for as they meet again, this time at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City on America's Game of the Week at 4 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Coverage begins a special 2-hour edition of Fox NFL Sunday live from Kansas City at 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox. Logan Wilson has returned to the field, was evaluated for a concussion and has cleared concussion protocol. On first down, it's Dylan Sampson. And Sampson starts off this possession with a 3-yard run.
I think that's the one thing that they have to do here right now is get back in and start running that football effectively. I mean, you can talk about running the football, but the most important thing is can you run it when you have to run it? And right now, I think it's important for the Cleveland Browns to be able to run the football effectively. And even though that wasn't on Joe Flacco on that last drive, you've got your first turnover. Let's get everybody settled back into what our offensive plan was.
Some teams just never have a problem replacing kickers. It's insane. The Browns, it's just one of those things. Kicker is just like quarterback for us since Phil Dawson. We just haven't been the best at replacing kickers. We're always trying something new with a kicker. It's crazy.
Thompson makes with game breaks.
The big impact Baker Mayfield is having as well, Kev. The Bucs and Falcons were tied, but he dumps it off to Bucky Irving, who does a great job diving for a pylon and a 10-yard score. Bucs leading this one 17-10. Kevin.
That's Baker just threw for another touchdown pass. Baker might be going for another 40-plus touchdown pass season, man. He had 41, I want to say, last year, so he might be going for another 40-plus touchdowns.
Into the backfield. Flacco with time over the middle. Open is Tillman, and Tillman down inside the Bengals 45. Fifth catch of the afternoon. This one for 25 for Tillman.
Yeah, great to see him just kind of bouncing back after that tough season last year. I mean, he's off to a good start there middle of the year, and then that injury keeps him out of the lineup. And he was the unknown coming in here. They saw glimpses of the potential before he got hurt, and just great to see Cedric Tillman picking up and getting back to where he was before that injury.
And in a game with small yardage plays, that's the longest play for either team, 25 yards. Bengals with a 1-point lead. Jerome Ford with the carry, and Ford dropped by Chris Jenkins Jr. after a 1-yard gain. Well, and when you look at this Bengals wide receiver room, Jerry Jeudy was clearly the standout, and coming into today, it was by a pretty significant margin as far as his career receptions above everybody else.
Yeah, and DeAndre Carter, he'll have a role there, but he's going to be mainly your return guy. And you can see the other numbers. So Isaiah Bond, I think, is intriguing, with that downfield speed. Jamari Thrash, another year in this offense, feeling a lot more comfortable, says he's not thinking as much. I think it's going to be interesting to watch this group.
That is the end of the third quarter. Browns need to sustain this drive going into the fourth quarter, making sure we actually get something out of it. So we need a touchdown drive here. That's what we need. We need a touchdown drive. I want to see more from Jerry Jeudy. It's not that he isn't playing well, but he only has 3 targets. Dylan Sampson's been targeted 7 times. He's done a lot. He has 7 targets, 7 receptions. Cedric Tillman has 6 targets, 5 receptions. Yeah, I think Baker's going to have a great year. Them getting Emeka Egbuka, them just adding more to their offensive room, I think it's just great. I think he's going to have a really good year, so I think that's a good pickup. Really good pickup. I agree. The system might change slightly because he lost his offensive coordinator who's coaching in Jacksonville, but just the core of the same guys. You got that pro that you can always go to on Mike Evans. Then you add somebody like Emeka Buka. They always have speed. So it's just things that they did like that where you know they're going to be good. That's what he needed. That's one thing I think that people kind of forget. The stability that Baker needed when he was in Cleveland. Cleveland wasn't as stable as it is now. There was definitely a lot more pressure. Guys didn't feel comfortable in their roles and in their positions. So he was never going to have that level of stability in Cleveland like he has in Tampa. Tampa just put together a better situation around him. So we finally got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Carolina Panthers game started back up, which we're going to the fourth quarter of our game. Both games started at 1. They have 6 minutes and 5 seconds left in the second quarter of that game.
Browns in Bengals territory to start this fourth quarter with a 2nd and 9. Flacco a pump. He'll run to the right. Flacco tucks it and chugs up the field across the 40 and out of bounds at the 39. And this crowd loves it as Flacco rumbles his way forward for 4.
That's awesome.
I'm willing to bet right now I'm faster than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco looked like he is running in slow motion when he just made that run to the edge.
As tall as he is?
Well, it's not the longest run that he's had against the Cincinnati Bengals in his career, but it's 4 yards to set him up with 3rd and manageable. 3rd down and 5. Flacco floats it. Fannin had it and couldn't pull it in. Cam Taylor-Britt on the coverage, and the rookie wiping his hands on his pants. He knows he let that one slip away.
Yeah, Fannon's been having a great game. Let's see where the pass was. Oh yeah, no, that's in both his hands. He should have caught that. He should have caught that for a first down. Joe Flacco puts it right where he needs it. Yeah, he should have caught that. That's in between both of his hands. Are the Browns going for it on 4th? The Browns are going for it on 4th and 5. So this is right outside of field goal range.
5. They will go. Flacco, quick toss, dropped by Judy. He led the NFL with 13 drops a year ago. He drops this one on 4th.
Just tough plays back to back. Joe Flacco just had 2 passes that were catchable. Both guys got both hands on them. Just when it rains, it pours for drops. He hits Fannin in the hands. He drops it. They go for it on 4th down. They call up the right play. Joe Flacco makes the right read. He hits Jerry Jeudy in the pocket where he can catch it with both hands. He ends up dropping it. Just tough situation there. In a 1-score game, just a very tough situation. So just a tough situation for the Browns. You definitely want to be able to pull those out so you can sustain this drive. You don't want the Cincinnati Bengals to feel like they have any momentum to get back on the field. Hopefully they keep throwing the ball, but I'm nervous if Cincinnati goes back to the run because I can't forget how well they ran the ball on that first drive. Yeah, it's just bad. It's just 2 guys back to back. 2 guys back to back, dropping passes like that, both of them for first down. It's just you have to help out your quarterback. You got to help him out. You know, when they're setting you up and he's throwing the ball, so these guys aren't taking, bad hits and stuff like that. So you got to help him out. You got to help him out. I'm just hoping that these mistakes just don't come back and bite the Browns in this game. Just all going back to the interception was kind of fluky. Actually, before that, going back to the missed PAT, then the interception, then these 2 drop passes on 3rd and 4th down. Both of them would have been first downs. You're just hoping that, they just don't put themselves so far behind the 8 ball that they just can't bounce back from it. Because it's looking like it could go that way. Yeah, I mean, Flacco, he risked his hamstrings to run those 3 yards. So, you know what I'm saying? You got the quarterback. He putting it all out there. Come through for him. We're back.
Over on downs, and now the Bengals with an opportunity to add to the 1-point lead. Good field position just shy of the 40-yard line, and Chase Brown with the carry. And Brown met in the hole by Schlesinger. Maybe a yard for Chase Brown. And that's all he's going to find. The real question becomes, can they get these wide receivers going on this end? Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, pretty quiet days, Daryl.
Really quiet days, and that's been kind of a common theme against this Browns defense. It's always a little bit less than what their averages are, and even when you compare it across the board with the other division rivals here in the AFC North. So that's your strength. You've got to get back to it at some point in time and challenge a Greg Newsome, challenge a Denzel Ward, and see if your guys can go up and make the plays.
It's Chase in motion to the slot, top of your screen. Burrow looking that direction, but he finds Higgins instead. Higgins unable to get both feet down. He's out of bounds, ended up with a football, but Ronnie Hickman made sure that he couldn't get those feet down in the green.
That's a really nice job. You can see Ronnie Hickman coming over. He's got to elevate to get it. He gets that first one down, but that second one is not down in bounds.
Great look from our crew. Clearly see the foot on the white. And now 3rd and 9. Browns defense wants that stop.
And this is where Zach Taylor did not want to be. Are these 3rd and long situations, these obvious passing situations, because of that man right there.
And timeout. Play clock was winding down. Joe Burrow has to call time.
That's another one of those operational situations that Cincinnati's running into. 3rd and 9. They're trying to switch some things up at the line. They're not able to get the snap off. They got to burn the timeout. Timeouts are so valuable in a close game like this. You just like to see it. Those operational issues that they had in the first half coming back to bite them. You have to be able to get snaps off in close games, not get into this point where they're at, where they can't get a snap off. All right, so looks like it was just a 30-second timeout. We're back.
A bit deflating on the offensive side, but it hasn't affected this defense at all.
Allison Williams, good stuff. 3rd down and 9 for the Bengals against this defense. Myles Garrett, usually his time to shine in a pure passing situation. He gets the hit on Burrow, who gets rid of the football to Jamar Chase. Incomplete. Didn't get the feet down. We saw that on the opposite side with T. Higgins. Newsome on the coverage of Chase, and it's 4th down.
But this is great anticipation by the defense on the call. You're going to run a game to the inside. So when you put Myles Garrett on the outside, out here, right? You got all these assets that are going to help. He's going to loop back to the inside. So everything you placed over there, he takes away from you and gets a clean run right at Joe Burrow.
Greg Newsome makes a great play there to make sure Jamar Chase can't get his feet down. Browns are getting the ball back. You need to see these things from your defense. Carter decides to not return it, which was a smart play. Ball bounces into the end zone, and this is what we need to see. This is the time where your offense has to step up, because the way I view it is, your defense is only going to give you so many chances to not go get something done. It's only so many times they can just come out there and just keep making these great plays. You have to pay them back with something. You have to pay back your defense for going out there and making a stop. The offense owes the defense. Remember, when they had the turnover, the defense held them to 3. So you owe them. You owe your defense. You got to do something. You need a sustained drive. You need to get points, preferably a touchdown. You need to do it. It's time. Receivers, you got to lock in. It's about focus. Focus or fatigue is the reason why you're dropping these passes that they're dropping. Focus or fatigue. Whichever one it is, you got to correct it. You got to come back. You got to be better. Harold Fanning, you've been having a good, pretty solid game for your first game as a rookie. So you got to come back. You owe it to him. Yeah, this is money time. You know, so many times where being a Cleveland Browns fan, where we sit back and we watch our defense just go back out there and make stop after stop. And our offense doesn't pay them nothing back. You know, we need to pay them back. The offense owes the defense. They owe them a sustained drive. They owe them to burn the clock. They owe them to, you know, let them get some rest. Can't just keep running those guys back out there praying for a miracle. So that's what the Browns offense needs to do. We're going to see if they're able to do it. We're going to see if they're able to sustain the drive, not have the execution problems, because those 2 passes that they dropped, that was execution on the receiver's part. Had nothing to do with the offensive play call. It had nothing to do with the quarterback. It had nothing even to do with the defense. Now, if your defense made great plays like the Browns defense did with Ronnie Hickman knocking T. Higgins out of bounds before he can get the other foot down, then you say great play defense. Or Greg Newsome knocking Jamar Chase out of bounds so he can't get the other foot down, then you say great defense. But when you just drop the pass, that's strictly on the offense. So we're back. We owe it to the defense. Let's go, O. Pay your defense back.
Context that Sam Weiss did many, many years ago.
Unbelievable. That's the way to fuel the rivalry.
1989, when Sam Weiss somehow ended up with a microphone on the sidelines. I don't know how that happened. Dylan Sampson meets Logan Wilson after about an 8-yard gain.
This defense has got to make a stop right here. You know, we're 12, just inside 13 minutes here in the 4th quarter. And the one thing that Cleveland has done a really good job here today is controlling the clock. And that was one of Al Golden's big things to his defenses. And we've got a great offense. We can't have them on the sideline all afternoon. And they've been over there much more than they needed to be.
2nd and 2. Sampson, first down.
I tell you, this guy, yeah, you can see why they like him so much. I mean, he has been fun to watch. And you made a point, Kevin. A couple of those catches that he made, those are outstanding. And this is just really good feel inside. I mean, he's running through tacklers. That's T.J. Slayton. T.J. Slayton was brought in to stuff the run. And there's Dylan Sampson just kind of bouncing off of him.
Just signed their 2nd-round pick, Quinshon Judkins. He's on the roster with an exemption. But expect to see him play a role in the weeks moving forward at running back as well. Flacco drifting to the right, looking, and now Fannin adjusting his route, makes the catch in Bengals territory down to the 45. 22-yard pickup.
That's what I want to see. Pay the defense back.
This is great.
This is a great drive so far. Great drive.
So keep your eyes on Harold Fannin. Everything that he does. He's going to go over. He's going to check down on a short route. And when Joe goes that way, he just kind of stands there for a second. He's like, no, you got to move. You've got a guy right next to you. You got to get open. Run yourself open.
You can see why they like Fannin, too. There's a lot of talent there and a lot of versatility. He led all of FBS football in catches and receiving yards a year ago. Flacco under heat again. Fires it to Ford and a good open field tackle. What a play by Oren Burks. There was a little space.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely made up for it on that 22-yard reception there. Keep this thing going. Pay that defense back. I'm going to keep saying it till they do it. Pay that defense back. You owe them.
This afternoon, but it's a great play by the Cincinnati Bengals defense. This is an accident waiting to happen right here. Your eyes are off of what's going on outside to your right, and you throw it out there. Those are the ones that can come back and just ruin a great afternoon for you.
Now Golden told us Joe Flacco's so hard to get down in the pocket. Great example of it there. B.J. Hill had a shot at him, couldn't pull him down. 2nd and 13, Flacco throws, Fannin again. Catch number 6 in the rookie's debut. This one picks up 6, and Allison Harold Fannin Jr.'s had quite the path.
Yeah, we're seeing why the Browns are so excited about this rookie. A local kid, grew up not far from here in Canton, Ohio, played just down the road at Bowling Green. And while they loved what he did there, they had some concerns because Bowling Green didn't huddle a lot. So they wanted to make sure that he could handle mentally the different things they would ask of him and the different concepts they would throw his way. So Kevin Stefanski and a few others made the drive there. He said after about 10 minutes of watching tape with him, he looked at his coaches and was like, what are we doing here? This guy clearly has got it.
No doubt about that, Allison. You've seen it in game 1 as Judy with a flag down makes the catch. Excellent tackle by Jordan Battle, but that flag thrown at the 49-yard line. Looks like DeJuan Jones is going to be called for the hold.
Holding offense, number 79. That penalty's declined, 4th down.
Sometimes when you're going against Trey Hendrickson, you have no choice but to hold, Daryl.
Yeah. If you get out of position with him, and you can see right there, I think it's a little bit of a pretty nice sell job there by Trey. You know, his feet went out from underneath him. I think DeJuan Jones is going to be like, I've held worse than that already during the course of this game and didn't get called.
So now Corey Bojorquez, who led the NFL in punts inside the 10-yard line a year ago, will try to do it again in the season opener. Jones will let this one bounce at the 2, and it gets past it gets past Jarek Bernard Converse and into the end zone for the touchback. Cincinnati and Cleveland.
That's not the way you want to see that drive end on a punt. They were making some plays. The 2 guys who are making all the plays in this game are Dylan Sampson and Harold Fannin. We have to see more, because as soon as they take Dylan Sampson out, they put Jerome Ford in. Jerome Ford is not making a difference in the running game or catching the ball out the backfield like Sampson is. If you throw the ball basically to anybody else, it's nothing there. Nobody's able to get open like these guys are able to take advantage of the matchup. So it's just crazy. I don't know how you run a 1-yard route on 3rd and 7. Just what are we doing? DeJuan Jones got called for the hold. It was a questionable hold caller at best, but you gotta make sure you don't put it in the ref's hands. You know, you can't let the referees decide to be part of the game based on what you're doing. You got to take it out your hands. And then now, this is those times. This is a very important drive, because when your defense keeps showing out for you and you're not paying them back, you're not paying your defense back, you're not holding the guys off the field for a long time, you're not letting them, recover, get that rest, they can let loose of the rope. You know what I'm saying? They can let the rope go. So this is typical Browns football, man. The Browns going to make you watch the whole game. They're going to make sure you're invested in the whole game. You know, they're not going to give you blowouts. They're not going to blow teams out. They're not going to get blown out. They're going to drain all your energy on a Sunday. For real. Brett, it takes a big toll on you. Big toll. So 2 Browns fans got married at the Muni lot today.
Mr. Slaughter, who's now an ordained minister, was the officiant in the wedding. Brown Spider and First Lady now honeymooning in the dog pound. Where else would you rather honeymoon than the dog pound?
They have.
Yeah, 2 Browns fans got married in the Muni lot this morning. It's funny because they're sitting right next to a Bengals fan, and now they're at the game.
2 to go. Cincinnati up by 1. And on 1st down, Burrow under pressure. Down he goes. Guess who? Myles Garrett with the sack.
It's just, you know, the last one we saw, they had
Myles getting finally.
Now he's going to stay outside again. I mean, there's 2-3 people.
Myles finally getting to Joe Burrow. He beats the double team. Double team didn't matter. He had the tackle and the guard on him. They still couldn't stop him. The defense, they giving you their money's worth. They giving you all they got. So they're starting off good.
Designed a game plan around to minimize his impact, and it's so hard to do.
And Joe Burrow has to call timeout. As frustrated timeout call as.
I've been telling y'all early in the game, I said, pay attention to the Cincinnati Bengals and their operational issues. When they had to call that first timeout in the first quarter, I was like, this makes no sense. You can't get a playoff out of a kickoff. They had to burn the timeout. They had to burn the timeout in the third quarter because operational issues. Now you burn another timeout in the fourth quarter of a one-score game because you having operational issues. So the defense is looking really good. The defense got carved up on that first drive, just running the ball. But Cincinnati is not willing to commit to running the ball. So you're going to commit to the pass, you're playing into the Browns' hands. So Joe Burrow in the second half, 2 for 8, 15 yards. Let's go.
To avoid a slow start. The pressure's got to be rampant a little bit here. 2nd and 16 up by 1 point in the fourth. Burrow. Pocket collapsing. Garrett again! Number 11 all-time of Joe Burrow. Back-to-back sacks for Myles Garrett.
Myles decided he's going to wreck this game. 3rd and 22. The defense is giving you everything they got. Everything they got. He crossed over the tackle. The tackle didn't know what to do. The tackle just keeps bagging up. Before you know it, the tackle is right next to Joe Burrow. Then the tackle's behind Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow's getting the sack. Myles Garrett is wrecking this game by himself on this drive.
3rd down and 22 from the end zone. Burrow in trouble, lunges forward as he goes down. He avoids the safety, Isaiah.
The Browns come up with the stop. Their defensive line collapsed the pocket. Joe Burrow has to dive out of the end zone, so it's not a safety. He has to dive out of the end zone, so it's not a safety. And they could have called holding on the right tackle because he got beat. The right tackle was the one who got beat. He got beat bad. Joe Burrow, smart, makes the heady play, dives out of the touchdown, so it's not a safety, so the Browns don't go up on the scoreboard. Now the Cincinnati Bengals are punting from the end zone. Let's see what we get. Come on, Carter, get the ball. So we are plus 50. Looks like we are right around the 41, 42-yard line on plus the 50. This is what you need. The defense is giving you everything they got. I'm begging. I'm pleading with you. Cleveland Browns offense, pay this defense back. Pay the defense back. I'm begging you. Pay them back for what they're doing for you. Joe Burrow is sitting on the bench. He got his head down. He's 25 of 35, 228 yards. No, I'm sorry. That was Joe Flacco's stats. What's Joe Burrow's stats? Let's get Joe Burrow's stats. Actually, they're going right to the game.
Prevent this type of game from happening in week 1.
Sampson to the 39. And it was the entire approach to the preseason. Zach Taylor told us it was a little bit of shame on me if we used excuses and we didn't change it.
Well, we had talked to him about it last year when they come out of the first 2 games at 0-2, and he said there were unique circumstances, and he didn't feel it necessary for a wholesale change. And to your point, Kevin, I think that was the biggest thing that Zach, shared with us is, I needed to do that. I needed to change our schedule. We went from an afternoon practicing team to a morning practice team. To Allison's point at the beginning, the starters played during the course of the preseason. I think one of the big things is that competitive period that she mentioned. It was a basketball-style competition.
I don't know if somebody's hurt. Looks like we're getting a little stoppage of play. I was just so excited. I was reading Joe Flacco's stats in place of Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was 13 for 22, 103 yards, 1 touchdown pass. So I don't know what happened there. It's just a pause in play.
Your season opener. Again, we mentioned it right out of the gate today. 1-11 in the first 2 weeks of NFL seasons under Zach Taylor. They've been tremendous after that, but it's been the constant slow starts, and it was the slow start that last year kept this team out of the postseason. They ended on a 5-game winning streak, but fell a game short. Yeah, that New England game, I mean, you go back and look at just, you know, where's the one game? Obviously, it's that opener against New England, and they're, you know, they're staring at saying the same thing down the road this season about the opener at Cleveland. 2nd and 7. Joe Flacco in the pocket, throws, looking for Fan, and it's incomplete. Coverage from Geno Stone.
You got to take something off of that, Flacco. You was too excited for that. You throwing fastballs out here. Settle down, man. Yeah, Joe Flacco, settle down. Throw a catchable pass. He's there. But you just threw a dart. 3rd and 7. You got to pay the defense back. Come on.
Needs a stop. Browns looking to move the chains. Flacco on the throw to Judy, has the first down. We saw the drop on 4th down last possession. Jerry Judy made sure to secure this one. He picks up 13. And almost the exact play design, and really the same coverage. You press outside a little bit, you're open, and here comes the safety. And I think that was one of the things that happened on that other play. You start to see, or you start to hear Geno Stone coming down. There's Flacco. Tried to check that one short. He had Cedric Tillman in the area. A little bit of confusion, it looked like, from the snap, but it's 2nd down, 5:46 to go in the 4th. There is a flag down. Ineligible downfield.
That was just an all-around sloppy play, mess of a play. I don't know what was happening there. Yeah, Jerry Judy, we definitely needed that. 2nd down, ineligible receiver downfield there, showing DeJuan Jones. The offense has to settle down. It's almost like the offense knows that they could go win the game here. They just got to settle down. Just settle down. Everybody is anxious, and, you know, you got Joe Flacco throwing fastballs when he doesn't need to. Just settle down, and do this thing the right way.
The game hanging in the balance.
Sampson tries the right side, works to the 22 in the arms of Joseph Osai. 4-yard pickup, pivotal play. Such a big play in this game coming up, Darryl, 3rd and 6.
Yes, absolutely. The ability to convert here, take more time off the clock. Again, what is this Bengals defense going to be, and trying to kind of figure out exactly what we've seen here this afternoon. We haven't seen, you know, pressure where there's a defining thing there with the pressure. Here's an opportunity for them to step up and start to make a name for themselves.
3rd and 6. Flacco looking to the sideline. Judy is there, makes the catch. Both feet in. 1st down, Cleveland at the 13 of Cincinnati, a pickup of 9.
That's what you do. You go to your #1 receiver when the game is on the line. This is what you do.
Kevin mentioned how big this is right there.
Nothing they could do.
Caught him. You got to move your feet. I mean,
caught him flat-footed. Caught him flat-footed.
On top of you, and you're standing flat-footed, and that was easy for him to just break across his face and just throw a simple out route. I do not know why he did not get into a back pedal.
Coming up on 4.5 to play. Browns down 1, but in the red zone. Sampson with the football, breaks initial contact, but not much after that. In fact, no gain on the play for Dylan Sampson. But the clock continuing to run. Cleveland down 1. Why are they down 1? Missed extra point. If you're thinking about a go-ahead field goal, Andre Schmidt, remember, missed an extra point. It's why the Bengals have the 1-point lead.
Come on, man. Stop reminding us. Stop reminding us. We know we know about the missed extra point wide right. Stop reminding us. Dylan Sampson's shoe came off, so he had to come out. We got Jerome Ford in the game.
Fanning Not much there. Well defended by the Bengals. Pennell and Hill combined on the stop. Just a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, just kind of an extended run play right there with David Njoku moving outside, bringing a blocker out, and then just throwing that quick little screen to Harold Fannin Jr.
But Darrell's second half has been a big different story for Cleveland. 7 of 9 on third after the 1 for 5 at halftime. They were the worst in the NFL on third down a year ago. A 3rd and 9 here for Flacco. Flacco pumps, pressure comes, spins away, down he goes. Hendrickson was there. Shamar Stewart brought him down. Flacco is sacked, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, and just take that sack. You know, obviously you're trying to get this thing converted, but the worst thing you could possibly do is have that turnover. You're in the pocket, it's starting to collapse. Get your 2 hands on it. You can see Joe right there. Good ball security in the pocket as that starts to break down.
Andre Schmidt.
I mean, he didn't take us out of field goal range, but he ran forward. He turned around with his back to the offensive line.
For the lead. And it is no good. He missed it wide to the right. A missed extra point, a missed field goal, and a missed opportunity for the Cleveland Browns.
Wow. Yeah, one of those decisions you make during the course of training camp, and kind of ironic it was the PAT that gets you into that position, because that was probably the deciding factor to go with Andre Schmidt over Dustin Hopkins. And again, both kicks missing to the right.
The margin between a good and bad Sunday is often very slim, as Chase Brown gets the carry and Myles Garrett pounces on him at the 24-yard line. Browns will use one of their 3 timeouts. Andre Schmidt in his first ever NFL game.
You can't keep doing this to your defense, man. The defense is doing everything. The defense is laying it all on the line, and you just get there. The offense just get tight. I mean, we run the tight end screen. The tight end screen hasn't worked this whole game. For one, the tight end screen hasn't worked, so that's not the time to run the tight end screen when we ran it. But okay, we ran it. Then you turn around backwards in the pocket.
Because they have the potential to need you to come back and win this game.
2nd and 11. Burrow to the sideline. There's T. Higgins out of bounds at the 35, 1 yard short of a Cincinnati first down.
Again, another big throw by Joe Burrow. A big cushion on the outside. Kind of interesting to see that soft with that distance to go.
Got out of bounds, so that stops the clock. Zach Taylor's team wants to get that first down. It's Brown with the carry, and he falls forward awfully close, but he didn't get there. Stacked up at the 35, Devin Bush on the tackle. He does not get the first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning. It's 4th down, Cincinnati.
Wow.
2 minutes to play.
So if you're a new Browns fan, this is what we go through every week. We go through this every week. I think they're faced with a decision where they got to punt the ball. But it seems like they had their offense out there on the field. Brett, you are right. The defense has been locked in. They got to pay this defense back. This defense, what they are doing, I mean, how many times can you keep going back and sending them back and telling this defense to dig in and find another level to get to keep stopping this caliber of offense? This caliber of offense. It's something else. It's insane. I don't even know what to say. I can't even believe that they just stopped them there on 3rd and 1. I think it's a no-brainer that you punt the ball here because the Browns have they're coming out of a 2-minute warning with 2 timeouts. So it's not like, you know, you will win the game if you got the first down here. So I think this is very easy. I think you punt the ball. But the offense, they got to put something together. You got to be able to not rely on the kicker. We don't have a kicker where you can just rely on him, where you just get close enough and he wins the game. We're not in that position. We need to be going for touchdowns, not playing it safe. That last drive we got safe. That's why you run the ball, then you run the screenplay. Then Joe Flacco just kind of gave up on the play because he stepped up in the pocket, turned his back to the line, and just went to protect the ball because you think you're banking, you got 3, but we don't have that level of kicker. He isn't showing that. So they got to go for the end zone. You have to be aggressive. You can't try to play this thing safe. And, you got to be aggressive here. You got to be aggressive. You got to be playing like you are down 4 points and you need a touchdown, not playing like you're down and you can use a field goal to win it, because you cannot run your kicker out there another time with confidence.
Season to change your mojo in the early stage of the season. 4th and 1, they're going to go.
They're going for it. They're going for it.
Offense, defense, put your trust in Joe Burrow and that offense.
On 4th and 1.
Oh, this is quarter. Oh, they're
switching.
Are they doing quarterback sneak? Or are they just trying to get us?
Chase. Will they snap it?
I don't like this.
Burrow up to the line. Nobody will move.
Okay, they're just trying to draw us
delay
out.
of game. And a punt coming for Cincinnati.
Delay game, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
I tell you what, on that motion.
I did not like that motion that they did when they motioned with Jamar Chase and we had Newsome running all the way across the field. And it looked like they were going to use a tight end to run a QB sneak once they got the linebackers to bail out and go to that bunch formation. I was like, oh no. The defense locked in because they did not flinch. But I was nervous because I saw opportunity there and I was like, no, this could be bad.
Carter will creep up to the 21, fields the punt cleanly. Carter across the 30, and the Browns will start at the 33-yard line.
33-yard line. A minute and 50 seconds ago. 2 timeouts. Offense. You owe it to the defense. This defense has been holding up this whole second half. Offense, you owe it to them. You got to put points on the board. You got to put the pressure on Cincinnati. You can't just try to get up there and kick a field goal. You need to score a touchdown. I hope you realize that at this point.
Offense, we got your back. We got your back today. It was a tough battle with our offense against that Browns defense, but we're going to close this one out for you.
Flacco on 1st down, tosses short. Njoku with the catch. He picks up 9 to the 42. 2 timeouts remaining. Joe Flacco, cool hand at the helm. He's been in this spot before. 90 seconds to play as he gets the snap. Flacco, juggled, intercepted! DJ Turner off the deflection, takes it away for Cincinnati and takes away the opportunity for the Cleveland Browns. Two picks off deflections today. This one could put it away.
He's had such a good game today, too. Cedric Tillman at the top of the screen. Just a little curl route. He's wide open, bobbles it. And it's just a great job by DJ Turner being there. And again, ball disruption. That's the one thing that Al Golden preaches to his guys. And you've got a weakness with the Cleveland Browns, right? They were minus 22 in turnover ratio last year. You know, continue to make them doubt themselves in those situations. I mean, 2 huge takeaways today by that Bengals defense. Not great, not what Al Golden wants this group to become, but they found a way to help their team potentially earn a victory here.
What a time for DJ Turner's first career NFL interception. Browns have 2 timeouts left, so you can't necessarily kneel it out. They use one of those 2 here before the 2nd down play. DJ Turner the second, drafted in the 2nd round in 2023, limited last year with that collarbone injury. He was known best for his speed. He ran a 4.26 at the combine. Comes up with the biggest play of his young career, the interception that might change the narrative. Joe Burrow talked to us about the narrative changing as bonus coverage between the Bucs and Falcons coming up here on Fox. He said the narrative was that they were a Super Bowl contending team. Then they became a team that scored a lot of points, but didn't win a lot of games.
Yeah.
He wanted to flip that narrative back to somewhere in the middle.
Exactly. I mean, you go back to 21, 22, and it's, you know, finding ways to win. A gritty team that would find ways to win and got to the Super Bowl and got to the AFC Championship game. And then they just became explosive and they found ways to lose football games.
And movement by the Cleveland Browns. Take your pick up front. 4 guys jumped.
It's crazy. And you try not to be negative, but you could just see. Yeah, he threw it to Cedric Tillman. Cedric Tillman bobbled the pass, and they intercepted the ball. Now they got the stop on 1st down. It was 2nd and 12. Now they jumped off sides. Now it's 2nd and 7. They still got the 2 timeouts. It's just, you just see it. You just see it falling apart right in front of you.
First game of the year with a new defensive coordinator, and they kind of meet the standard that he challenged them to.
The lead game.
And the timeout used by Cincinnati. Final timeout for the Bengals.
So they were trying to get the Browns to jump off sides again so they can just put the game out of hand. Oh, man. Oh, and it's just one of those things, man. The game slipped away. The defense locked it down the entire 2nd half, not giving up much. And just, it's insane that both interceptions happen the same way with guys diving low and popping the ball in the air. It's just, they're not really going to score. That's the only issue because of where they're at. They're not really going. If it was one of those where you're right by the touchdown, you just say, all right, run him in and stop the 2-point conversion. You probably could do that. But with this one, they're at where? They're at the Cleveland 37. So I don't think they're making a field goal from this far. I mean, you still got to try to stop them with one more timeout.
It's Brown, tripped up in the backfield. Carson Schlesinger, timeout. Cleveland, their final timeout.
So here,
for Andre Schmidt.
So it is 3rd and 12, 1:17 seconds left. The Browns just used their last timeout. So now this is going to determine what they're trying to do. If they're going for the win, I don't think they're going to attempt to pass. That would leave too much time. I say they run the ball. They're going to burn 35 seconds off the clock before they punt it away. And they're going to force you to go to full length for the field. Playing it safe on that last drive, and we're on plus side of the field, banking like we got a kicker who is dependable, is just, you can't do that.
3rd down and 12. It's Chase Brown trying to spin away, and Myles Garrett is there to stand him up. Grant Delpit helping out. It's 4th down. Bengals are going to run this clock down as far as they can. But Joe Flacco and the Browns offense should have one last glimmer, one last brief opportunity here in the fourth quarter.
So the Browns probably get the ball with 20-something seconds left, and they see what they can do from there. But this game shouldn't have came down to this. They're going to take the penalty, so it's 30 seconds left. We're going to get the ball with 20-something seconds left. Just when your defense does this for you, when your defense wrecks a game like this is just not the way to lose. And it's just getting too conservative on the drive when you had the opportunity after you knew your kicker was shaky. You knew it was a shaky situation. It wasn't something you can bet on. So you're playing for the 3 instead of playing for the win. And you can't do that. So, I mean, this is the results of it.
30 seconds to go in this one. Carter will watch it bounce. It'll continue to roll and down at the 1. 19 seconds, no timeouts. The best possible scenario if you're the Bengals defense, Joe Flacco starts from the 1.
Just need 99 yards for the touchdown. Get yourself into field goal range. It was interesting.
Carter has to catch that ball. Carter has to catch that ball, man. You can't. This is not the time. You got to catch that. It's just a series of mistakes that just start happening. And as the mistakes start happening, you're just watching the game just slip away. Now you got to go 99 yards.
Flacco in the end zone. Rolling. Throws on the run. Incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left. Second down and 10. Al Golden, 2 takeaways, 2 sacks, only 49 yards allowed on the ground. They said they shielded throughout the preseason. We're not showing you what we're doing. They've been effective today. Second and 10. To the sideline and out of bounds. That's Jamari Thrash. Not much there. Out at the 7. 8 seconds left. No time for a methodical drive here.
The game was right there. The game was right there. They had multiple opportunities to win this game.
You would have had to do, Hail Marys, to get yourself down there with no timeouts. It's just such a challenge here.
And flags fly. Movement by Cleveland.
False start.
Man, 10 p.m. there, so you get to watch the game. I don't know if I would like that more. Well, you'll get to see all the Browns games all year because that means it's starting at about 7 your time. For us, it's not that bad here. I mean, because we got a game ending at, what time is it, 4 o'clock? So it's not that bad. Yeah, this is a game that they're just going to look back to, and they're just going to realize that this is a game we should have won. We had this game in the pocket, and the situations that we had that messed us up, we did it to ourselves. They caused themselves this game. This is a game that the Browns should have won, and they cost themselves this. They lose this game because you can't take advantage of so many opportunities that you had. You had too many opportunities. It's easy. We can blame the kicker. But once the kicker missed that first extra point, I just saw the spiral from there. And it was a situation where I was just looking at it like every time you're going down, you almost got to act as if you don't have a kicker because it just spirals fast. It spirals very fast. And the last opportunity we played it safe. And we really wasted great performance by the defense. You know, Cincinnati, I believe they scored around 28 points a game last year. You know, you hold that team to 17 points. These are the ones you got to win. You got to win these types of games. These types of games, you have to win them. I mean, Joe Burrow, he had 113 yards passing. That's their leading rusher, Chase Brown, 21 carries for 43 yards. He had 29 yards and a touchdown on the first drive. So these are situations where you lose a close game that you don't need to lose. Joe did throw 2 interceptions. They go in the column as interceptions for Joe Flacco, but both passes were in receivers' hands, going to the ground, and they bobbled the ball up to the defender. So they count on the record for Joe Flacco, but it wasn't like he just misread or he overthrew guys or he threw guys short. These interceptions there's just the receivers not completing the play. And both situations, Joe Flacco threw the ball low so they wouldn't get hit. So he was doing them favors by throwing it low and away from the defender. And these are just bobbled and botched passes that they end up dropping and turned into interception. So man, did Penix just score on 4th and goal? I think he might have. So it's just, you know, in the end, it's going to go on Joe Flacco's jacket as him throwing interceptions. But just looking at it, Joe Flacco's not the reason. This game started to fall apart. Yeah, he scored it. This game started to fall apart when we missed that first extra point. Because Brent, you see it. You've been a Browns fan long enough. You know. What did you feel as soon as we missed that first extra point? The first thing I said was, man, when they miss it wide right, they overcompensate. They usually miss the next one wide left. Well, he didn't overcompensate. He just missed the next one the same way, wide right. So situations like that, you just look at it and you see it happening. I wouldn't have been surprised if the defense wouldn't have been able to keep putting us in position, but it wasn't that. The defense kept giving us opportunities. Definitely deflated the team. Definitely felt deflated once you see him miss it. And you start to think of all the different times that we've just had bad situations happen on special teams. And it goes from good to bad really fast. You know, this is going to be one of those games where in the grand scheme of the season, they're going to look at it like this was a winnable game. You're going to look at a bunch of key areas. You're not going to be able to look at the defense and blame the defense for this game. This game is this game is on special teams with the kicking game, and this is on the offense and how the offense couldn't capitalize off a masterclass that the defense put together in the second half of this game. This losing beast, you're correct. 0-5 incoming. When you lose games like this is how you start a season that spirals out of control. Then when you're in game 2, when you're in game 3, and you just look at the fact that Flacco, you know, he threw for, let's look at his stats real quick. You look at Flacco went 31 for 45, 290 yards, but you just going to look at the 1 touchdown and the 2 interceptions, not remembering back that those 2 interceptions that he threw he was protecting receivers and they just bobble passes up in the air. So if you start this thing 0-3, you're just looking at it like you threw 2 interceptions in game 1. That's how you're going to look at it. So this is just a tough loss. Tough loss. But you got to say shout out to the defense. They kept giving you opportunities. They kept you in the game. They kept showing up for you. Possibly Joe Flacco did some questionable. everybody is going to look at the kicker, but in real time, I looked at Joe Flacco stepping up in the pocket, turning around, just basically conceding defeat and protecting the ball and taking that sack. That was a pivotal point because they were running. It looked like they were in man coverage, and you had guys coming across the field, and you just took away the opportunity to protect it and hold it for 3. You can do that when you got a good kicker. You can't do that when the kicker is on thin ice and he's shaky, where you got to go win the game. Maybe Shedeur doesn't, throw rocket passes like on the second to last drive we had. Joe Flacco started off. He threw the rocket pass and went right through the guy's hands. So maybe he throws a more catchable pass. But, I don't really put the interceptions more on Joe than I put them on the receiver. But I put the decisions that Joe made, throwing a rocket pass across the middle to Fannin, that was on Joe. Joe conceding defeat on that last drive and just accepting it and going down and turning his back to the offensive line, that's on Joe. Those are on Joe. So this is one of those situations where you look at it in 4 weeks, if we're looking at Joe Flacco's benched, this is one of those games where he could have bought himself more time. He's just putting himself in the pressure cooker. Clock is ticking. You win this game, you hold the guys off a little bit longer. You lose this game, you turn the pressure cooker on for yourself. That's what Joe Flacco did. So, it's over 3 hours. I think I'm shutting it down soon. I got to look at my schedule this week. I don't know if I'm going to wait till Friday to go live. I got to look at my schedule. I might go live. Let me look at something real quick. I might go live tomorrow for an hour and a half or so, just doing just a recap after sleeping on the game and just giving my feedback. So, yeah. Appreciate it, Brent. I'll be live next week. I'll be live for all Browns games. Shout out to you. And Beast, I might go live. Beast, I might go live tomorrow just to recap after sleeping on the game. Actually, I'm going to wait till Tuesday. I'm going to wait till I get to all 22. Once I watch that, then I'm either going to go live Monday or Tuesday, Beast. Probably 10:30, something in that range. So be looking for the notification. I'll be doing a recap video at some point. So shout out to you, Beast. Shout out to you, Brent. Shout out to everybody who dropped into the stream. I appreciate y'all. Clap it up for yourselves. It's been a great stream. Browns lose a close one to the Cincinnati Bengals. Start the year off 0-1. But we will be back. Of course, I'll be back next week, and I'll do a live stream either Monday or Tuesday. We'll talk this thing all the way through. So I appreciate y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Man, we're not working.